to episode 142 of the Outcast podcast. I'm your host, Caleb Peng, joined by Anicor, who actually, I don't think I ever told you this,
What?
but I had a dream the other night
Oh, swear on. Well,
that you won a regional.
Hey!
And I was coming onto this episode to tell my RuneScape story.
Oh, mad.
And then I woke up and then reality hit me. I was like,
Yeah.
nah, this guy's still rank 1 GBL. He ain't win no regional.
Hey, there's I feel like that's some foreshadowing there, you know what I mean, isn't it?
Aren't you only playing EUIC for the actual big
Yeah,
tournaments
yeah.
remaining?
But maybe you just called it a regional in your dream because you were confused.
Dude, if you win EUIC in a Misty outfit, I'll give it to you. I give it to you. But I don't know, man. I think you wearing the crop top and the short skirt and everything, like there's just gonna be too much physical discomfort that you're not used to, that you're just gonna.
Nah, do you know what? I'm into
Gonna throw
fitted
you
clothing
off.
these days, innit? So I feel like we can run it.
You've been boxing? You've been boxing? I've been working
No,
on
I
my
still haven't trained for a few weeks.
I've been working on my footwork a little bit. That's the harder
really?
part. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely
The
is.
follow throughs are,
Yeah, pretty
they're
standard.
getting there. But
Yeah.
yeah, we'll have more on that a little bit later.
Yeah.
Before we get into it too, we've been dropping a lot of Dragon Ball Z references lately, but rest in peace to the creator, Akira Toriyama, who passed away last week. Really unfortunate too. He was only 68, which is fairly young.
It's bare sad, isn't it? Because also it's like from obviously it's sad that he died, but realistically, everyone's link to him is going to be through his work, right? Or majority of people. And I feel like that's kind of sad as well because he definitely would have been like in the middle of things, and however it finishes, it's not really him. Do you know what I mean? Like someone else can finish it, but you know it will never be the same as whatever he would have intended. So that's kind of unfortunate as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Sick guy. Made some good stuff. Obviously, Dragon Ball. I don't know if you watched any of the other stuff.
No, I didn't. I saw the list of his other works, and I never actually watched it. But the Dragon Ball series alone, I feel like revolutionized most people's experiences with anime and manga. And I mean, you talk to so many people, especially in millennials and stuff, right? And people in our generation, but even maybe a little bit before and after too. Like, what's the first anime they watch? And they're always like Dragon Ball Z, right, on Toonami or whatever. And
I mean, you know what, you say like millennials, but my cousins, they're like, I think they're like 14 now or something like that. They were following Dragon Ball Super when it came out.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's mad. And that was pretty much like, one of them's a bit more into anime, but like that was pretty much the only anime they were watching as well.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's sick, because that's like roughly around the same age we would have been when we were watching Dragon Ball Z. It's a nice little generational thing.
Yeah. It's super iconic. I feel like it was even more iconic than the Pokemon anime. I feel like I could easily say that. I think Pokemon is a big franchise, but the anime itself was not as highly followed as the Dragon Ball series was, which is
Pokemon was more about the cards, to be honest, when we were younger.
The cards, the Game Boy games. I mean, a lot of people watch the anime too, but I think the anime kind of just like it kind of felt. I don't know if repetitive is a word. It just like felt like it wasn't going anywhere after. I mean, Ash never aged, so like of course it didn't feel like it was going anywhere because he literally wasn't even getting. And then he would just like, I don't know. I don't like.
I tried to rewatch it as well, and like one thing that was a thing. So there's like a whole saga where they're trying to get the GS ball back to some geezer.
Yeah.
And they literally don't conclude. Like, there was so much emphasis on this GS ball, and they just don't even conclude it. They give it to someone, and that's it. You never hear of the GS ball again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bruv, come on.
I think the issue
with they were supposed to do it.
The Pokemon anime is that it didn't feel like there was any continuity. It was just it felt like everything was a standalone filler episode.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
true.
like you got the whole like Brock
Yeah,
is like
true.
obsessed with Nurse Joy and Officer
Yeah.
Jenny every episode. Team Rocket shows up and blasts off again, right? Like it's like the same thing, and then they interact with a new Pokemon they haven't seen before,
Mm,
and 99% of the time Ash doesn't try to catch it.
yeah.
and then every couple
Yeah,
season
yeah.
every season Ash like drops every Pokemon he has besides Pikachu and starts over. And
Yeah.
then eventually they replace like Misty and Brock too with other kind of, like forgettable characters. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of the Pokemon anime after the first like 2-3 generations, but that was my thought. But Dragon Ball
Did you
Dragon Ball had some like it had continuity.
did you watch Dragon Ball?
I
Like
did.
the first one?
I did.
Yeah.
You know what it
Uh,
was? The live action. Do you remember the live action Dragon Ball? It was like some white
what, you
guy
watched
that
that?
he went to high school. Yeah, I did. I watched that. It came out. This came out in. It came out in
I remember
2009.
yeah, I remember
Yeah.
of it, and I purposefully made a point to not watch it
So
because it
it
looked
came out,
ridiculous.
and so I watched Dragon Ball Z growing up. Like
Uh,
I saw a little. I watched a portion of the Vegeta saga in
right.
Japanese because it was on my
Oh,
TV in
mad.
Japanese for some reason. I was in the US too, right? And there's no subtitles, so I'm trying to figure out what the heck's going
Okay.
on. Right? I know. And then right after that was Zabumafu, which made even less sense, right? Like I was like,
What's
what
that?
channel? I don't remember what channel this was, but it was in
What's
Japanese.
some boomerfoo?
Oh, it was like some like lemur or something. Yeah, it was pretty popular in the U.S. Yeah, it was nice. It wasn't bad. I don't know. Maybe it was just more enjoyable as a kid, but it was just like a lemur
Yeah,
jumping around and everything. Yeah,
yeah, sounds
yeah.
good.
He also died recently in a couple past few
What was
years. But
Boomerfoo?
the lemur, yeah, the lemur, yeah.
Wait, was it a live action lemur?
It was a real lemur. Yeah, it was an
Oh,
animated. Yeah.
oh,
Anyway,
right.
I watched a portion of the Vegeta saga, and then I feel like that was probably my first look at Dragon Ball Z. And then I never watched Dragon Ball growing up. And then when I moved different apartments, we had like a 1 month or 2 month or something subscription for like premium cable. And then I got Cartoon Network and Toonami because of it.
Ooh.
And that happened to just be right during the Cell saga for Dragon Ball Z,
Sick.
which was one of the best sagas, right? So if you know, you know. But so I watched that, and then obviously the premium cable expired, and I didn't really see anything else. So I knew about like Majin Buu stuff. I never really like I kind of knew from what my friend said, but I never watched it. And then my senior year of high school, 2009, I was like done with like all my like big exams and stuff. I was just like chilling for a couple months. And me and my friends were going like the live action Dragon Ball was coming out. And, like we're a small town, we didn't even know what to do. Right, so we're like, let's just watch it right now. Like let's just check out. Like we just watched a lot of random movies that came out. And leading up to that movie, I started watching Dragon Ball from the beginning. I was like, you know
Okay.
what? I might as well watch from the beginning, right? Let's watch Dragon Ball. Oh my gosh, the early Dragon Ball was slow. It was
Yeah, yeah.
real slow, right? There was that guy with the blue steel, whatever, that like frees people, whatever. That art took like 70 episodes. It was crazy.
The guy with
But
the blue.
it was like he's part of like that gang of like that team of gang
Oh,
of
was
people
it
or
like Red
something.
Ribbon or something?
Red Ribbon, yeah, yeah, yeah. He was part of the
Yeah.
Red Ribbon Army or whatever.
Mm,
Yeah, and
yeah.
he had like this. He had like this blue eyes, whoever that would like freeze people if you looked at them or something. I don't know. He was like actually
Yeah.
pretty annoying to fight. I mean, it didn't really get good until like Piccolo showed up, right, in the
Mm.
tournament of heroes or whatever the thing was, um, when he actually aged. But and then so I watched Dragon Ball all the way throughout, and then
Uh,
Dragon Ball Z all the way throughout, and then I watched Dragon Ball GT, which was
mad.
kind of weird. But
Yeah.
so I watched all of it, and I watched all the movies too, and I saw a lot of Broly in the in the process.
Yeah. For real.
But so it was because of that live action movie that got me back into just watching it all from beginning to end.
Mad.
And I watched Super in more recent years, obviously when it came out. Um, but
Do you know
yeah.
what? I thought Dragon Ball was like so for me, yeah, I had a similar thing where like I watched Dragon Ball Z as a kid, and then also it was like my equivalent of senior year high school as well,
Mm-hmm.
where I started watching Dragon Ball again.
Yeah.
But I can't remember exactly why I started watching Dragon Ball. It might have been I can't remember. But I watched it, yeah, at the same time as like I started training. Yeah, bruv, it
You
was the
feeling juiced
sickest
up.
combination. Do you know what the thing is? Yeah, I
Dragon Ball,
personally,
the graphics are so bad. Dragon
nah,
Ball
nah, nah.
Z
I
early
think they're
on,
good.
Dragon Ball Z was
Yeah,
pretty bad too. If you look back on it, at the time I was
yeah,
watching, it wasn't bad. But like, if you look at just like the Vegeta saga, I'm like, what the heck's going on? This animation is
yeah, yeah,
awful.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
true. I think Dragon Ball graphics weren't too bad, but then again, I think maybe I had like a HD like sort of version in it that I was watching in it.
We'll watch it now
But
and you'll see. You'll see.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But I personally, I like Dragon Ball. I thought it was really good because like the stuff Goku would do in Dragon Ball, it almost felt like achievable by humans. Do you know what I
Oh yeah,
mean?
yeah. I agree. And the
Whereas then
people he
off,
was facing were mostly humans too. They weren't
yeah,
like superhumans.
exactly,
They were
man.
just like humans with maybe like one
Yeah,
weird power here or there. But even then, it was like debatable if it was a real power or not.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I believed like maybe you could fly with some like intense
Senior
gene
year of high school,
concentration. You know what I
you
mean?
thought maybe you could
Yeah, bro.
fly, right?
Yeah. I thought someone could unlock that. But
Yeah.
yeah, once I hit Dragon Ball Z, it was just a bit like, okay, now it's just aliens in it. So
Yeah. The hyperbolic time chamber, man,
yeah,
that
it was
was
still lit, but it was like a different, like completely different thing in it. Because like Dragon Ball is based on Journey to the West, and I feel
mhm.
like that was very like a good sort of like Journey to the West kind of thing in it.
What is Journey to the West? I actually don't know
It's like
much about it.
it's like I don't know if it's like an old. I feel like it's an old Chinese story, and it's about like the monkey god Sun Wukong, and he
Yeah.
makes a pilgrimage from I don't know if it's China to India or the other way around.
Okay.
And then he has his like mates with him, and they just go on like
Oh yeah. No,
yeah,
I've seen that actually in China.
yeah,
Actually, when I was
yeah, yeah.
in
So
China, I've
that's
seen
what
all the
Dragon Ball is based
series.
on, isn't it? So that's why they've got like
Oh, is that
the
why they got the
tails and
monkey
stuff like
tail and
yeah,
everything?
yeah, 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 yeah. And
Oh,
like
that all
Son
makes
Goku
sense. Yeah.
is it's like Sun Wukong.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it's similar. Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah,
Yeah. That series is very big in China. Actually, I watched it a few
yeah.
times, but I know this is still a tangent, but the funny thing is, so live actions, the live action M Night Shyamalan, Last Airbender was what got me into the Last Airbender series.
Wait, is this the one that everyone says is bad?
Oh wait, you haven't even seen the
I haven't
Last
seen it.
Airbender?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
gosh!
You know what? Funnily enough,
I actually
I
got a
watched
DM the
the
other day
yeah,
from Softove, right? When
yeah,
she was on as a guest, and she said she hadn't seen either. Both of you
yeah,
were
yeah.
real uncultured. Well, she messaged me. She's like, "Hey, I watched the first Avatar: Last Airbender and Legend Korra, the sequel
Wow,
series."
hmm,
She said she finished it all, and I said,
mad.
"Good on you for finally being cultured." But they came out with a live action TV show as well. They had a
Yeah.
live
So
action
I
movie,
watched
which was
that.
awful, of M Night
Yeah.
Shyamalan,
I
absolutely
watched the
awful.
TV show because like my mates were watching it, so I
The
was
live
like, okay,
action
well,
one.
yeah, yeah. So I was
Okay,
like, okay, I'll watch it as well. And
you should
obviously, I've
watch the
got the
anime.
reference.
Watch the
Yeah, I
animated
know.
one.
My brother started watching that, and like it's looking sick. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
start.
watch it with
And,
them. That's good.
yeah.
The core is a different Avatar, but it's also pretty good. I think it just wasn't as
That's
good.
low key a spoiler. I'm not gonna lie, but like
What's the
I kind of
spoiler?
like assumed that was the case in it. So
What was the spoiler?
that Korra's in another Avatar.
Well, yeah, but Korra's not even in Avatar: Last Airbender. It's literally called Legend of
Oh, is
Korra,
it? In...
which is
Yeah, I know, but like
who.
that implies that Aang dies, isn't it? But like, I guess
What
everyone
do you
dies.
mean? No one's immortal in the show. Like he's
Yeah,
eventually
I...
either going to die from like
yeah,
getting
I
like hit
know,
by
but
something or like drown, or he's going to die of old age. He's eventually. It's not like saying like, oh, Legend of Korra takes place the day after, right?
yeah, true,
Like the
yeah,
series ends.
yeah, fair enough,
Yeah.
fair
No,
enough.
I get what he's saying. It's a spoiler, but it's a very obvious spoiler. I mean, it's a very
Yeah,
something
that's
that
true,
like,
yeah. Yeah,
you
I assumed
Anicor
that
found
was the
out today
case,
that
innit?
humans can't fly and humans eventually die.
Yeah, really, really ruining my life right now.
Sure am. I sure am. Okay, let's get into some YouTube comments because we're definitely getting a little sidetracked. Um, Ginger Ninja says people sleeping after Galgi. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was Ginger Ninja that I faced. Now I think about it, I faced someone with a Dragalge in Great League, and it was a pain to deal with.
Yeah,
Oh wait, no, maybe it was Ultra League. I think it was Ultra League.
Ultra League
Ultra League
seems
Dragalge.
like
It was against
Ultra
like
League seems like
Guzzlord,
the thing.
which Guzzlord seems like it has a better matchup, but like
Yeah,
the problem is like the Aqua Tail still adds up. Like I still have to shield the Aqua Tail
mad.
because the Dragon Tail's adding up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dragalge
Dragalge
is
should be
interesting
interesting.
because I think the typing's nice, but I think in like Open Great League, there's
Would you
a
run in show 6?
few too many. Yeah, this is the thing. There's a few too many counters for it to be too comfortable. Do you know what I mean?
What counters it? Whiscash?
So yeah, Whiscash. Maybe Gligar's not as thingy a counter, so you can discount that.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it
Good.
probably doesn't win the Licky matchup.
If you land an outrage,
Registeel,
maybe. Maybe not. But how many
maybe
dragons really beat Lickitung anyway, right? There
like
are
a lot of them, or like at least they have like not losing matchups. But I don't know. Maybe it's
a lot. No, a lot.
bad
Most
luck
of the
for me.
dragons lose to Lickitung, just like in
Well,
even shields.
Guzzlord, Dragonair,
Well, Guzzlord's the exception.
Altaria.
Altaria
Altaria
loses
is
to
maybe
Lickitung
losing.
these
Yeah,
days.
they're
Yeah.
losing these days.
Dragonair's like kind of sketch too. It's really just Guzzlord.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
But yeah, Reggie Azumarill. It makes you have to decide on whether to use like Outrage or Sludge Wave.
And you'll know in the tournament format at least, yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like it's not too comfortable. But then
Ginger
again,
Ninja might be referencing like GBL instead of Show 6, right?
And also, to be honest, like with the current look of the meta,
Dragashi needs Sludge Bomb or something.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Sorry, with the current look of what?
With the current look of the meta, I mean, maybe
I don't know. I think it'd be better if there's more Feraligatr around, but I don't know where that's at. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. Ryan Colgrove says, I'm so here for it. Caleb and Anicor boxing match. Must see TV. Yo, speaking of boxing, I was scrolling on like Instagram and I saw that Mike Tyson's freaking battling fighting Jake Paul. What? Honestly though, Jake Paul and like Logan Paul, they actually like, as much as you want to hate on them or as much as I might want to hate on them, like they're definitely pretty fit. Like they've definitely been taking that boxing training seriously, right? For all these like random celebrity boxing matches and stuff. Because they're like fighting like actual like previous fighters. They're not just fighting like the other like TikTok star, right? Like they're actually fighting like, yeah, they're not at their prime, but you know, these fighters, but the people that have definitely accomplished something. And
yeah, to be honest, I think it's like I was chatting to someone about this before, like earlier in the week, with like obviously you had like that Anthony Joshua and Nagano fight, and I feel like it's probably a good direction for
crazy.
Yeah, no,
that guy's knockouts in like UFC were just like, it looks scary.
Yeah, but this is the thing, right? So going from UFC to boxing, because it seems like there's just way more money in boxing at the moment. And I feel like that's a good direction for the sport, because I mean, I know some people would argue that maybe the money would I don't know, in some sports like the money kind of gets in the way, but at the same time, I feel like it's only good if there's more exposure, promotion, more people are getting into the sport. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, money's important for promoting this kind of stuff. I mean, how do you think like games like Dota and League of Legends get so big? Like they got massive budgets, right? And their prize pools are big. They have to do it, right? To expand.
So this new Saudi money boxing, it's looking like a
Hey, sponsor the Battle Cats. Well, a big event, 5'8" versus 5'8".
I'm there.
Strong 50 kilos on each side. Imagine there not being a weight class and we're both still just 50 kilos. It's not like we're cutting for anything. Ryan Kogo says, also sad week for Toriyama passing. Obviously, you both love Dragon Ball. Curious what episode or moment made y'all a fan in the first place. I can't remember if it's been mentioned on the podcast or not. Oh, actually, really great timing on that. On that comment. I feel like we both answer that, right?
Yeah, I would say, you know what? If I was gonna pinpoint moment, like, bruv, I watched Goku turn Super Saiyan for the first time. Yeah. I was so convinced I would turn. You didn't see it?
I never saw it until when I rewatched it. Yeah, because I did the Vegeta saga and the Cell saga, but I skipped the Frieza saga. I knew of Frieza, and I think there was a decent amount of flashbacks during the Cell saga that I kind of knew what was going on, but I never watched the Frieza saga until like I rewatched it all from the beginning. Yeah,
oh, man, it was lit.
Yeah, the Frieza saga was pretty cool. That was That was pretty
I was like convinced that if I like tensed my arms enough, that I would just like turn Super Saiyan, but it never happened. But I feel like I
maybe you
remember
should
there
have
was
lost
one.
that last bet and bleached your hair. Then you would have really been,
It would
a
have been
little
close.
bit, one
Yeah.
step closer. One step
No, but you know what?
closer.
Okay, one last thing I'm going to say on this topic, yeah. But it got me so annoyed, yeah. Do you ever remember there was that guy who made that video of him just like he was speaking into a camera and he was like talking about how he was going to go Super Saiyan, and then it's like 20 seconds of him just screaming into the camera. Yeah.
No, I've never seen that. I don't
Nah,
feel like I missed out
bruv,
much
that
either.
video annoyed me so much, yeah, because I was like, did you not even flipping watch the thing? Yeah. Why would you assume that screaming is all that it takes to get to Super Saiyan? What, you ignored the fact that these guys were training for time? Yeah. Like, do you know what I mean, innit? Yeah. Oh, what? Scrawny little geezer screaming into a camera is going to turn Super Saiyan? Get out of here, man.
Super Saiyan 3, though, for Goku, the first time he turned, he was screaming for a hot second.
Yeah, but he did a lot of training as well,
yeah,
you know?
Yeah, he was screaming until every inch of that hair was going out.
Yeah. You got
Super Saiyan 3
you can
was pretty
scream
short
after
lived,
you
though.
train, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and then you know what? I'd see like Goku cosplayers, and I'm like, you can't Goku cosplay, in my opinion,
Unless you're buff.
unless yeah, man. You know what? I always wanted to
So
Goku
maybe it's
cosplay.
better
Yeah,
you didn't
I've
bleach
never
your
had the
hair.
body for it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I like. I know
You
that's
had
the
the
case.
body
But,
for Krillin.
hey, Krillin's pretty strong, so I'll take that. Innit? It's strongest
Yeah.
human, so that's not really the insult that you
Was he
thought
the
it was.
strongest human?
Yeah,
I feel like, yeah, I guess he probably was
yeah,
decent. Was he in the world of like or that final thing in Super?
yeah. He was.
He
Yeah,
was? Man, they
yeah.
really were running short on
Yeah.
people. They had to pull Krillin in.
Bruv, they
You,
brought Master Roshi in as well. Like, bring him out of retirement.
oh
Yeah,
yeah. What, they really couldn't scrounge up enough? Oh yeah, because they
they
couldn't get
really
freaking
could not.
Majin Buu. That guy was
Yeah,
just sleeping.
yeah, yeah.
Ah, dude.
Peak, man.
That's
I mean, they had to bring Frieza. Like, that says it all, you know. But I guess it was a
I mean, Frieza
university,
at least
so
was strong, but
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. But you know what I
Yeah.
mean, innit? You know, it's like,
Imagine they brought in Cell. That would have been pretty dope.
yeah,
Yeah,
that would
but
have been mad.
all right. T Cell says, can't post a picture here, so tag you guys on Discord with a table that shows the number of Swiss rounds and number of top cut rounds for each amount of players for locals. Yeah, so turns out what Anicor is saying is correct. There are some weird cutoffs where you can make top cut with like I don't know 8 players or something, but only top 4 get points. So
Yeah,
there's a
so
chance
I
you're
think
undefeated
it's
in the
like
Swiss
between
rounds.
17 and 20 players.
Yeah.
Some of the top cut are not going to get points, and so basically, T Westel was saying that um the cutoff for top cut, so the number of players that decides on how whether it's a 4-player top cut or an 8-player top cut is based on Swiss rounds. So that number makes sense. However, I asked about the points kicker. And I asked like Statistan, I was like, you know, the guy is like a maths guy, do you know what I mean? And so if there's an actual reason for the kicker being 21 points, and apparently it's just an arbitrary number. So honestly, I feel like, you know, let's change it. Let's change it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Look. Here's the thing. Yeah. Here's one thing I want to say.
I don't
feel like
disagree with that, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel like look, as Pokemon Go in the Championship series, I feel like we're in a really unique position because obviously we've only just joined. We've had like our first experience of championship points, and meanwhile, you know, VGC and TCG have been doing this stuff for years, yeah.
Mhm.
But I also believe because we're new, we have more, we have more of an ability to like make positive changes. Yeah, I feel like the other 2 games they've been doing the same thing for like over a decade. That maybe a lot of these you know, quality of life improvements are just lost to people because they're thinking, well, that's just the way it always was, right?
Well, I think
Whereas
for even their games, it's still evolving because they used to not have the auto. Well, for at least for a couple years now, they haven't had to auto qualify for winning.
yeah,
Maybe not
exactly, yeah,
international, but for regional, they don't still
yeah,
qualify for worlds. Like there's someone that like won back to like 2 regionals last year in TCG with like 900 plus people per, and she still didn't qualify.
yeah,
So the fact that they added that to VGC and TCG as well, I'm sure they appreciate it, right? Because there's much
yeah,
more on the line to fight for that first place. even if it's your first tournament. Whereas before, it's like, yeah, it'd be nice to get first place, but like if I don't, like, it's okay,
it doesn't
right?
really matter. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like all these changes that we've been bringing in again, it like benefits all the games,
Right.
and maybe we're in a unique position to actually be able to like identify these as like new people being like, I don't know how I feel about this in it. So
Yeah.
I feel like this is one of them.
Yeah. I think that would be definitely a good quality of life change, but we'll see how it goes. I don't know if it's like that for VGC or TG or not with the cutoffs, but
Well, I
I
assume it
wasn't
is
into.
because the chart T Wastel sent us was
Was it for all?
it said that it was the top cut requirements for VGC. But it didn't say
Oh,
championship points for VGC. But I'm now
okay,
on
okay.
the VGC page, and
Yeah, it was hard for me to figure out because the championship points page doesn't list out like the cutoffs and stuff.
does it not for VGC? Oh yeah, it does.
Uh,
So Premier Challenge,
wait,
the
no,
kicker
but
is
so the kicker, the
they have a
kicker for
lower one.
VGC is actually 17.
What the hell? So what?
So
Wait, so why they do why?
yeah, I don't
Oh, you know what?
understand.
They're getting more points as well.
Yeah,
Look, they're
so
getting 30 points for a challenge,
and
and they're
50.
still
Wait,
getting 50 for a
well, no,
whatever.
it's a mid-season showdown. I don't know what that
I feel like
means.
that's a cup, though. Do you know what I mean?
Is that what it is? Yeah,
It
maybe.
looks pretty.
It might be something
It gives
different.
50 points in it, so it must be a cup. Or like the
Well,
equivalent of a
no,
cup.
best finish limit is it's
Six.
6. Yeah.
Same as a cup,
Why is it
yeah.
mid-season
So we can
showdown?
assume that's a cup, right? Mid-season showdown, but just a different
Similar,
name.
yeah.
But they get 30 points for locals, for challenges. And they've got 17 on the kicker. So TPCI employees, if you're watching this, yeah, let's go. Let's
30 points
let's
for a challenge is nice,
yeah. I
but
think it'd
so
be
for
cool.
TCG, it's actually still 15. Oh,
Okay, and what's the
weird.
kicker in TCG?
21. It's weird.
Why?
Yeah, why is it
So
different for
strange.
TCG? And then they also have League Cup as well. It's called Cup. So VGC is the one that's different actually. Go and
Okay,
TCG are the
VGC looks
same.
a bit better.
Maybe they don't have enough participation. I don't know.
Wait, they
Yeah,
get
why?
so VGC get 500 championships points for winning in internationals. How much do we get? Is it like 400?
But I think it's 500 as well.
500 as well, yeah.
Yeah, it's 500. Yeah.
Is it? Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, if anyone knows why there's a difference between VGC and then the other two games,
Yeah.
please let us know. But honestly, it looks like VGC is the one to copy here because
Do you think
good.
30 points is reasonable though for challenge, or you think 15 is fine?
Mm,
I think I agree with Tiwasel's previous comment from a previous episode where I think they should bump up the total points allocated for regionals, but for challenge and cups, I think they're okay where they're at. Because 30
yeah, I think.
points for a
Yeah, I agree. I
challenge is
agree.
kind of
Yeah, yeah.
like honestly, like even the cups feel kind of funky when I see like screenshots of people with cups and there's like 4 people there.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
I agree. I agree. Yeah.
feels weird. I mean,
Um.
like I get it. Like it's not their fault because not enough people can go. Like
Yeah.
I'm not blaming the people that attended. I'm not blaming the card shop that hosted or anything. But it just like
Earning 50 points for
feels a
like.
little undeserved.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
get that too. Yeah. I mean,
not
yeah.
to
To
say
be
that that
fair,
person that won couldn't have won in like a 50-person tournament too. But it's just
it
can't
doesn't
put it to
necessarily prove
test.
much. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree,
It's
to
like
be
the old
honest.
Swiss or sorry, the Sylph tournaments, right? Like you're not going to be awarded the same weighted rank in the global rank if you win a 3-round Swiss Sylph tournament compared to like a 7-rounder, right? Like it just
Yeah,
doesn't work
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
But there's no weighting
yeah.
in the
So yeah,
championship series.
maybe like yeah, I agree. Like regional points should probably go up. Especially because I think
Let's put it this way. Let's
obviously
calculate it. So if you do 30,
uh
right? So let's add up. Whoa, what? Did I do that right?
what you get
Oh
6.
no, sorry, I typed the wrong thing. I was like, what? Um, so if you max out on your challenge and your cups, if assuming you get 30 points for first place, it puts you at 480 points.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, that's a little too much in my
But I mean,
opinion.
you'd have to then lift the limit up a bit as well, innit?
Yeah, I don't think that's a solution either.
I
think
think the regional one makes sense though, innit? Because there's like,
yeah.
you know what the thing is that actually, you know how we were saying about
The thing
Latam.
is also a lot of people are still qualifying even under the current standards.
Yeah, I
A
know,
lot of people still are.
yeah.
I
That's
think
what
the
I'm saying, innit?
regionals
Like,
just feels better for people that I don't know. I know a lot of people that don't even do well at regionals and still just qualify.
yeah. Well, this is the thing. I think like if you bump up the regional, the amount you get from regionals, I think there's an argument to potentially lift the threshold slightly, and that's mainly because like looking at, so like I was saying, so Latam, they started with their locals, and there's actually, you know, locals at least once every 2 weeks, but it seems like in a lot of places, you know, you get like once a week. And
Right.
Australia,
Mhm.
apparently they already having cups. They've already had 2 cups within the last like
What?
what, they've been
How's
legal for
that
like a week,
possible? Don't they have to host
in one
3
area.
challenges before
Yeah.
they can host a cup? How are they
So
possibly we can host 1
apparently,
challenge per month.
so it's
Per
like it's one. So basically, the places holding the cups would have been eligible for cups because they've been hosting TCG or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I feel like our card shops are not operating like that in the US at least, or at least in my
Well,
area.
maybe.
They
Yeah,
they had to host like 3 separate Go challenges, not like
as a
TCG ones, because all these card shops have been hosting TCG events for a
yeah,
while, and they're not hosting Go Cups. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know
Well,
what the
yeah,
yeah, I
the
don't know.
requirements
The
are
regional numbers is just weird too because like I'll give an example, right?
mm,
I'm looking at the top 10 uh for US and Canada for championship
right.
points, right? Um I'm looking here and there's one person on this list. And I'm not trying to call this person out like say they're not a great player or anything like that. But there's one person on this list that has already qualified for Worlds,
Mm,
614 points, that hasn't even made a top cut at a regional.
mad.
Yeah, Pancho, right? Which
Yeah.
again, no hate on Pancho, right? He's grinding out his locals and stuff, and um, he was
Mm,
like like he made top cut at the LA large cup too, right? So he's not like a bad player by any means, but you don't actually have to perform at regionals to qualify,
yeah.
really. I mean, he definitely did something at regionals to get the points, right? Because he's like,
Yeah.
because you could only get what like 390 right from that, but he hasn't made top cut at a regional yet. So maybe the current system's okay. I don't know.
I feel like increasing the regional requirements still does make sense. And then maybe you like change the max limit on some of the locals in certain regions. Because I guess you still have to watch it in terms of region, right? Like some regions are just not, it's not as practical to go to an event.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, some regions you can just assume that people have access to an event. And if they don't, then it's like more often than not, like more of a personal choice or something along those. Do you know what I mean? So,
Mm-hmm.
um, but yeah, I feel like obviously we'll see what happens with Worlds. I guess I guess Pokemon want to make Worlds more like they want more people to go to Worlds anyway. So you know,
Right.
I don't know if it's necessarily in their best interest, but I guess we'll see what happens at Worlds this year in terms of like, um, you know, if some people who just qualify from locals mainly
Mm-hmm.
can put on a good performance.
Yeah.
Personally, I would like to see that happen mainly because it would prove to me as a fan that like people qualifying for locals are just as like deserving of their world's place as people who make tops in
Mm-hmm.
events. And I'm
Yeah.
currently unsure about it, and that's just like an objective sort of fan perspective.
I think we'll have both, right? I think there'll definitely be some that mostly got their qualification to locals and still kill it at Worlds, and then there'll be some that just like fall
Yeah.
pretty
Well,
short.
I want to see at least some who do. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously
Oh
you're going to
yeah,
get some who don't. Yeah. But I want to see some who do, and I don't want to
yeah.
see it like, oh, it looks like all the people qualified from locals just
I
scrubbed
mean, we
out
have some of the best
completely.
players in the world go 0-2 last year at
Yeah,
Worlds,
yeah, I
right?
know.
So
But the thing is
yeah,
that like last season,
yeah. Everyone, I
every
guess they face,
person who
yeah.
was there was like,
True, true, true.
like deserved it. So
There were some funky plays from time to time, but
yeah,
but for the most part, they're pretty clean. Yeah.
yeah.
TOS also says, my point with the dex number thing is that Kanto and Lola Marowak have the same dex number and therefore the same candies. Same with Galarian Unova Stunfisk or Hisuian and Johto Quillfish. In contrast, if you check Bo-P for Wiglet, this is what it says. It is ecologically similar to Diglett. However, the two are separate species, which is pretty similar to Paradox Mons, in my opinion. Different species and different dex numbers equal different candy. So
yeah, I agree.
So, well, let's just check this, right?
Iron Bundle, for example, is not going to be like an evolve.
Well, no, I know, but let's just check the legendaries, right?
Yeah.
What was it? Iron
like
Valley? No,
Wake.
it's not Iron Valley. What's the thing? What's the Suicune?
Walking Wake. Yeah, that's the.
Wait, let me check. All right, so we got Suicune, and then what the heck is a Paradox form?
Walking Wake.
Walking Wake?
Yeah.
Okay, so Walking Wake. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a different dex entry.
Yeah.
Huh. That is. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. Again, this is a problem for 2029 Battle Cats podcast.
2029?
Really
I don't think so. I think it'll come out in like 2020. Like, I mean, the thing is, they're running out of content, right? So they have to bring some of this stuff. I think they'll probably do other stuff like shadow stuff or whatever. But like, we're getting new releases pretty quick, right? We're getting the current generation, like that generation stuff right now. So like a lot of it, right? I mean, we had like Foy Coco and stuff and Skeletors and whatever, like months ago. So we're almost approaching 6 months into that, right? So
maybe 2025.
Maybe.
Maybe 24.
2026 at the latest is my guess.
Yeah.
But that just
Interesting.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. And then TSL says, Caleb, are you really that low on Mega Entry that you can't Mega a Blastoise, Latios, and Latias and still have Energy evolve another one of each once you get the Hundo? No, I have plenty of energy on all of them. I'm just a stickler, The thing is, I don't really need a pure water Mega, right? And I don't really need Psychic Dragon Mega either because I have plenty of those in my other stuff like Slowbro, Alakazam, Rayquaza, stuff like that, Salamence. So I just don't like having Mega evolve something that's just not great. The only thing I did do that for was a Groudon. I think that's my only non-Hundo Mega / Primal Pokemon because I wasn't sure when I was gonna get a Hundo Groudon for a while. So I just did my 98%. Functional Hundo though, but ain't no Shundo. T-Russell says, you guys forgot Brick Break Hakumo for buff mons that were eligible. True. I don't think they were really like it wasn't really relevant though, right? Hakumo's
don't know if
weird
we've got
because the Brick Break doesn't hit very hard at all.
Yeah, I'm still not a fan of Brick Break in terms of
I think you'll throw like Brick Break at my like Mandibuzz with Hakumo, and I'm just like, I guess that's the right play.
Maybe it makes sense at certain times.
I'm like, I can swap out easy. Yeah.
I don't know.
You should still the Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I'm not convinced of Brick Break personally, but maybe
it's a little gimmicky.
Yeah, maybe it has some applications.
I think if it was that good of a move, Vigoroth would have ran it already.
Yeah,
but every Vigoroth I faced in like so far has still been running Body Slam Rock Slide. Yeah, but that's true. We probably did forget about it. So, but yeah, that's our YouTube comments for this week. Thank you for dropping some comments. Some of our regulars as usual. We had a regional this past weekend. I was only able to catch a little bit here and there, but did you watch it all?
Yeah.
How what you think?
So okay, so
I'm surprised there was only 62 people.
Yeah, so last week I was saying
capped?
like, I assume that it would have been
capped, right?
I don't think it was capped either because it didn't like registration
to?
didn't finish. I'm imagining it's hard to get to because honestly, I had never heard of the city until
how do you pronounce the city?
Right? Goiânia.
I know you're trying to skirt around it. He said, "I've heard of the city." It's like, oh, which city? I'm gonna make you say it.
yeah. If I look at like where it is, it's near Brasilia, but I feel like Brasilia is one of those capitals where it's like a um what are they called, like a political capital, where it's not the capital city, but it's just like where they decided to make the capital city, like, but people don't live there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I imagine like I don't want to say like Washington DC because I have no knowledge of that in it, but it's like
No, there's a lot of
Canberra
people live
in.
there. Yeah.
Do a lot of people
It's
live
like
there?
Sacramento for California. California's
Yeah, why
capital
not?
is
Yeah.
Sacramento. It's not
Yeah.
LA. It's not San Diego. It's not San
And you feel
Francisco.
like it should be those other places. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah.
I
So
thought
yeah,
it
it's pretty
was.
much that. I feel like it's the same as that.
Mhm.
Where it's like, you'd expect it to be something like Rio. Yeah. Do you know what? I always thought it was Rio. Maybe I'm bugging.
Maybe you are. I don't know.
No,
I'm
no,
not well
Brasilia is
educated.
the capital. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait,
Yeah.
it's the most. Oh, no. Okay. And it's
Okay.
most populous
Look,
city.
I
Okay.
got a
Anyway.
bone to pick. Did you
Uh,
make this Dracovis graphic?
oh, is it because of the little first, second, third thing? I know, bruv. Do
Uh-huh.
you know what? Look, I was trying, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how to do that yet. So the template wasn't there with the first, second, third, fourth thing, and I just couldn't make it work. I mean, maybe I could have made it work if I really tried, but it was like,
And I kid you not, right? When I
yeah,
saw the results, I'm literally looking. I'm like
I
comparing the
know,
team I ran this
I know,
past
I know,
weekend
I know.
to Ellen Diaz, Conan's team, right?
Yeah,
I was like, man, I wonder how my team does against this first place team. And I'm like, wait, I thought Steiner won it all. And I'm looking around. I'm
yeah.
like, what the heck? Why is Steiner all the way at the bottom here?
I
And then I
know.
realized that it was not ordered.
Yeah,
And I did
I
double take. I
wanted
was
to
like, maybe I'm
change it,
looking at
man.
day two
Yeah.
graphic, not the final graphic, right? Like leading into day two.
Yeah, I
Oh.
did want to change it, but it was just like way too late. Like by the time I
Look,
realized that there wasn't already
I
a
know
template
Palmer's
there.
up listens to every one of these episodes.
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah,
quickly, too,
yeah.
because he always sends me DMs right after, right? Palmer's up.
Yeah.
Hook up Anicor with his freaking template, right? Or don't let this man touch it because these graphics are killing me. They're killing
Yeah,
me.
I know, I
And the
agree.
Twitter bird's still there. It's X.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that as well. Yeah, true that. I was gonna actually change that in it, but like a few weeks ago. But yeah, I forgot.
I think it's
Um,
winners. Is it winners final? I think it's winners finals. It's winners finals, grand finals, losers finals.
oh, bro, now you're just picking at hairs
I'm
here.
trying to make sure you all have high quality graphics with like proper pronunciation or like punctuation and spelling and
Yeah,
everything. What you mean? This is like if you send me a resume for review, I'm looking at it, I'm like, you're misspelling like college wrong or something. I'm like, what the heck? Like
yeah, fair
you
enough,
got
fair
like
enough. All right,
tighten
well,
up. Tighten up.
we'll
I know
yeah,
Ghost Satan ain't making
we'll
these graphics anymore, but just so that you monopolize the market here, competition is healthy,
can't be
right? Yeah,
sloppy, can't be sloppy. Yeah. Okay,
yeah, clean it up.
we've taken on your feedback, and
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
forward it to
Try to tell me to lay
the
off.
relevant
I'm doing this for you all. I'm
departments.
helping you all out. What you
Yeah,
mean? I'm like your
and
boxing trainer, man. You gotta lay off the junk food. Like, come on, man.
yeah,
Just let me have some Cheetos. I'm like, no.
yeah,
If I get knocked
your
out by Caleb in
continued
2 weeks.
patronage is appreciated.
Yeah, that's what I
Thank
want to
you.
hear.
Yeah.
uh, minimal for alligator though. What the heck? No for
Really
alligator in top
interesting.
cut.
So
I mean, it's
yeah,
only
if you
62
look,
people, but these are still
um,
pretty good players.
yeah, so if you scroll down like slightly on the link,
No, I see it. Yeah, there's a top
there's
12
the
usage.
usage
Yeah,
stats,
yeah.
and I think it's super interesting, right? So obviously, okay, first of all, no for alligator, yeah. Second of all, a huge
No for alligator
increase
on
in
day two. Obviously,
Cresselia.
playing for alligator
Yeah,
on day one. 17%.
no
Yeah.
for yeah. None on day two. A huge increase in Cresselia usage.
Mm-hmm.
And you can assume that's probably to like ward off the Feraligatr. Realistically, what did people really expect? A new threat to like what did people expect as a new threat coming into this new meta? I think it was pretty much just Feraligatr. To a degree, also Lantern as well, because people would be bringing Lantern to counter the Feraligatr.
Yeah.
And
A
then
lot
I
of
guess like a
what
decent
else?
dragon matchup as
What's
well.
the other reason why they brought in lantern? Is it just for alligator?
Yeah, so it's like you've obviously got that anti
Because you're worse than
You've
a
got that
Lickitung.
Sorry?
You're worse than a Lickitung with Lantern.
What do you mean? Worse
Well,
into
then
Lickitung, you
Charge
say?
Bug. Then Charge Bug, I should say. I mean,
Oh
Charge Bug
right,
was
yeah,
still
yeah.
like number one
I
usage
mean,
at 43%, but
yeah, I think it's
there's a decent on
So look,
Lantern.
you've got the anti flyer roll, and I think Lantern suits it a bit better, partly because I don't know.
Maybe you're
I feel
expecting
like
less. No, but if you're expecting less Gligar, you have more Charge Bug. I mean, Charge Bug does have number one
I
usage,
feel
so I
like
don't want. But
yeah,
there's
I
just a
feel
lot
like
more Lantern
Lantern
than I would have
is
expected.
yeah, I feel like Lantern's. The thing is, personally, I think Lantern was a bit like neglected during towards the end of last season, because you do have like a neutral matchup into pretty much every mon. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no grasses, and that's all you're really losing to. And Charger Bug initially, the
It's just
main
Lickitung, so it's prominent.
yeah, but you still got play in it. Obviously, you're not winning that matchup, but then in addition, if you get a spark down on something, then you're like, the dynamics are a bit shifted. And I feel like that's the same with Gligar as well, right? Like, you're more capable of taking out a Gligar with your Lantern than you are with your Charger Bug, and then all of a sudden your Lantern is like really safe again. Because even if your opponent has a Lickitung, you're
Yeah.
gonna bring your Lantern anyway, right?
Yeah, that's
And I
true.
think if you look at most of these teams, outside of ones that have like, okay, so if you look at the top 8 teams, outside of the ones that have like Guzzlord, for example, I think you can bring Lantern into every one of these teams. Maybe not
Um,
Naldo's team because of the Whiscash, but maybe even then as well. No,
yeah,
maybe
there
not.
actually wasn't a lot of
Um,
Whiscash either, which I was
yeah,
surprised by.
yeah, that was a big surprise as well, though.
Well, because I just thought
Um,
that it was either Whiscash or Feraligatr, but there was 25% usage in the tournament, but top 8, there was
yeah,
only one Whiscash. There's
yeah,
5 Lantern and 3 Charge Bug, so more Lantern than Charge Bug, even though Charge
hmm
Bug had way more higher usage. So Lantern's just overperforming its usage numbers,
yeah,
which is interesting.
yeah,
A lot more Cresselia usage too,
hmm
which I
yeah,
think is interesting. And Noah Zumro in top cut,
yeah. Noah
crazy.
Zuma was
Noah
wild.
Zumro. I
Or
mean,
in
there wasn't even no Zumro in top 12 usage, which is
yeah,
crazy.
top 12 usage, yeah,
Probably because of Feraligatr. Feraligatr has win cons there.
yeah,
And I think the shift is also because there's expectation of less Annihilate, which makes
hmm
Cresselia safer. Because
hmm
Cresselia could lose to Annihilate, especially if you're running Future Sight Grass Knot. But also on top of that, you're it's more Cresselia because people are expecting more Lantern as well, right?
yeah. And
So
people were bringing Vigoroth again for the Feraligatr as well,
yeah,
as
yeah. Oh
opposed
yeah,
to
5
Annihilate.
out
Yeah.
of 5 of the counter uses were Vigoroth, and
Yeah.
only 3 were Annihilate.
hmm
But the
So
thing is, like, well, one, the usage of Fragger was actually much lower than I thought. But
yeah.
two, it's also possible that Fragger could have overperformed like Lantern if there weren't so much Vigoroth. But because if there
hmm
weren't so much Lantern, but because there were so many, the Fragger had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I think in terms of on stream, I think there was only one match that had Feraligatr on the team, and I think it was Aureo's match. He had a Feraligatr on his team. He
yeah,
wasn't really like, looking at the team comps, it didn't feel super comfortable for him to bring it,
uh huh,
because there was just like there wasn't really any. It was all like sort of like bad to neutral matchups. Do you know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
In it. However, that said, I think there might be two reasons, right, for the lack of Feraligatr, and I think one possibility is maybe accessibility. Um,
Yeah.
the Totodile, I don't know when they were last in
But
the
you could have
Rocket
run
Pool, but
non-shadow too. It's not as good,
yeah,
but
but I don't know if I don't know if people would like want to steer towards a non-shadow as opposed to just not using it. I don't know.
yeah,
I haven't used non-shadow at all, but
I built
so
a really bad
firstly,
one,
it's
a really bad
maybe
shadow.
accessibility. But secondly, um, I don't know. I feel like even, I mean, if you look into these teams, right? Yeah, I guess it's kind of difficult to bring Feraligatr into some of these teams,
It's
but then at
harder
the
to
same
use in
time, you kind of
practice.
can. Yeah, you kind of can though.
It looks good on paper, but it's
Mhm.
it's hard to bring in practice, I think.
But I think if you
At least
position
that
it
was
in
my
terms of
experience.
like,
Because
yeah,
did you play in any locals this past weekend?
no, no, no,
Oh, okay. I played
I'm
in one.
playing
That's
some this
why. So I
weekend.
had a Shout Frog on my team, and
Right?
I don't know if I bring it again for
Really?
now.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Or
I did win. I think I brought it a total of 3 times. 3 or 4 times. I think I brought it a total of 3 times, and I won 2 out of the 3 times, but I kinda got lucky on my comps, on on one of them. Like, it coulda easily like, it just happened to be a Registeel in the back, and I had 2 shields. But, like, I could have easily gotten it locked into, like, a lantern or something, right? There was a few Gallade too, Shadow Gallade that just, like, took out my Feraligatr in one shot, so I don't know, it's weird. It's weird. A lot of people are
let's
ready
say
for it. There's, like, a
if
lot of
you had,
Lickitung, there's some Vigoroth. I saw a decent amount of
yeah,
Greedent as well,
yeah,
with
Greedent seems pretty
Trailblaze.
good to be honest with you.
Yeah, and then a ton of Lantern, and it's not great into Charge Bug. If they didn't have Lantern, they had Charge Bug. Like, I just
That's
have a
true.
lot of places to go, and then, there's a few Mana Buzz too. So I was like, what is this Feraligatr for? Like, yeah, I could
Everyone's got red
potentially beat
counters.
a Annihilate with up a Shadow Claw, but, like, who bring in Annihilate into that? No one, right? They're just gonna bring the Lantern instead. Or, like, yeah, I could beat a Gligar if I'm up a Shadow Claw, but they don't do like, people aren't dumb enough to counter swap in with a Gligar, right? So
Yeah, you know what?
it
I
was
still
weird.
feel like it has a place. I still feel like it has a
No,
place,
I
but
think it
maybe it's a case
does.
of
It's
like,
just hard to use, I think.
yeah, maybe it's a
Yeah.
case of like building around it, knowing that your opponents are bringing a lot of checks. Do you know what
So
I
I
mean? And
think
then
the
like,
top bar for me personally is, like, the things that check for Alligator are
hmm,
too different, right? You got
right,
grass types for sure, right? Which you don't see very often, but once in a while you might see a random Serperior or something weird. Um, you got the dark types, mainly Mana Buzz, right?
mhm,
And so that's like just a flyer. Then you got the normal types like Vigoroth and Lickitung, which are just pure normal types. And then you have the electric types, and then you have like like you just can't do anything into, especially Lantern. You really can't do anything into. So
yeah,
like, how do you cover all those things, right? That's like too much stuff to cover, I think, for like one Pokemon. Like, it has a lot of
mm,
weaknesses, but like it doesn't like
charge about
hard
Gligar. The,
uh charge about Gligar. Not
yeah,
really, because then Mandibule's just core. I mean, like, how do you beat Lickitung? Lickitung like is so safe into all 3.
yeah, but I mean, Licktung's gonna
Even
be safe into everything, right? So,
yeah, I guess so. It's
and
fair.
you put enough pressure on
Not
with
into
all three,
everything, but
you know.
not
But
bad.
like majority of things, you know,
Yeah.
you put enough pressure with all three in it. But yeah, I don't know. I like personally, um, I expect Gator to have its time in terms of like, I feel like, again, I don't know how much accessibility came into it or how much it was just people like super over preparing for it that it felt like difficult to use.
We do have a rocket
Um,
event in March too, before
yeah,
UIC, and
it needs to be
Niantic,
there.
I know you're listening. Please consider it, right? It's so meta relevant, even if it's
Yeah,
not in the championship series. I mean, it's not bad. 17% still, like, it had a
yeah.
higher usage than Dugong and Registeel, right?
Mhm.
And Azumarill, but a lot of other things. But it's such a big difference, shadow versus non-shadow. I really hope you all consider adding it to the spawn pool, because it's not like it's not a new shadow, right? We've had it. Just
Yeah.
throw it back in the rotation of the waters, or the the you think you defeat me rockets, right? The starter rockets, right? Whatever. Even throw it into the you know what? If you make content easier for you, throw it into the rocket leaders, right? It's Johto, right? Gen 2, all the Gen 2 starters in Sierra, Cliff, and Arlo. Easy. People would
Yeah,
be
true, true.
dying for it. People would love that.
Yeah.
People, I mean, it'll probably be Sierra that gets towed down. Everyone could be hunting for Sierra, but still, like, everyone could.
Yeah.
But hey, it's not. That'll be good, right? People will be into that
Is
for
it
sure.
Cliff who's just like he's just not had a good mon in a few
Uh,
rotations?
I can't
Or was
remember,
it
but
just
Sierra
like
usually has good ones. Sierra has a
Sierra's always got the
tentacle.
banging ones, yeah. And
Yeah,
then
Sierra
like
had Lapras,
yeah,
Tentacle. Did Sierra have
Sableye,
Sableye? Yeah, Sierra had Sableye.
yeah, she had
No, Cliff
Sableye.
had
Dratini? Sierra had Dratini last season, I think.
Was that what it was? I thought
There was Dratini.
I thought Cliff had I thought Cliff had like one or two. I don't know, but like Cliff definitely,
Maybe. Yeah.
he's all muscle. You got nothing really to offer. Yeah, the Zubat was just not really doing it for me. Like, we had it before.
What's it now as well? His one now is
It's
like,
Zubat.
a bit dead. Is the Zubat?
No, it's Zubat. Yeah, it's Zubat, and then Arlo has background, which not super PvP relevant, but it could be cool to have, right?
Yeah.
You just can't mega it, so like maybe you get like close to 100 and you could purify mega.
I actually have.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, bring it back. Well, would you? So personally, I already got my Gatr, so I don't mind. But
you're looking for your shadow for the spice pick. I almost said it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry, none of you will see it. None of you will see it. Actually, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Nah, don't watch it. You know what? There was even more reason. There was even more reason for why it was good. I was looking at these teams, right? Yeah, and look, win cons against Skarmory, yeah, win cons against Gligar, beat Cresselia, beat Lantern.
Beat Cresselia? What if it's running Sight?
Yeah, of course.
Do you?
This is just in my assumption, but I assume so.
Oh, I'm simming it right now. These things don't just because you assume so.
Beat Dugong, yeah. Beat Licky, yeah. Oh my days!
Okay,
what Pokemon is this?
In the Zero Shields, against Cresselia, you finish off with 3 HP.
So still win.
Yeah, that's a win to me. You have decent like IVs on yours.
Yeah, I got a decent one still in it. But
what do you mean? You don't even have one? I thought you don't even have one. You're still looking for it.
I do, but I haven't got I still got frustration.
Okay. Well, if you have a rank 1, you survive with 8 HP.
That's fine. That's good for me.
That's
But anyway, yeah. So someone made a good point
international. About... That's what I'm saying. That dream ain't going to come true.
Don't watch. But yeah, would you? Obviously, it would be nice. I think it would be preferable for it to come out in rockets. But what if it was in raids? Because I think Gligar was initially in raids, and then only recently they put
raids
into
aren't
rockets.
as accessible because one, like you need to hope that the raid shows up, whereas like I feel like it's easier to find rockets of these things.
Right.
Rockets you can also grind at night, whereas like raids they just stop at a certain time. Yeah. It's just like way more expensive to do raids, right? It's just not that doesn't raid like rocket raids. I feel like doesn't actually increase accessibility as well. It just kind of I don't know. My personal opinion is I feel like it's like a money grab a little bit. Fair enough, you can still get a nice shadow from it, but it's just like if you're gonna have a shadow event and you're gonna have stuff in the rotation, like I don't think it's gonna sit well with people to throw into raids. Me personally. Plus, like I don't know if I'm gonna spend a bunch of time doing raids. I might just wait for the next rotation. Like I think some people will have that similar thought. Whereas if you do it in stops or like the leaders, you'll have people actually going out and playing, which is ideally what you want people to do, right? So, I didn't like that they added like the Gligar into raids. So it was like maybe they didn't have the time to add it into rotation, but and that's their only hot fix. But how many people really came to a tournament and brought a raided Shadow Gligar, right? I'm sure there were some.
Yeah, I think actually probably more than we'd expect, but because it was the only option, right?
Yeah, it was the only option. So, but I think a lot of people still out of pocket didn't run one until it came back and wrote rocket rotation. You sure know he was playing when they were in raids and he didn't do it, right? So
true.
Yeah. It's just like not everyone has maybe the budget to do all that stuff too, right? So it just feels kind of bad. It ends up being like a little bit pay to win in some ways, right? But that's just my take on it. Yeah. But yeah, the winning team from Steiner, LNDS Steiner, is Skarmory, Lickitung, Shadow Gligar, Vigoroth, Lantern, and Cresselia. Honestly, all these teams were fairly meta for the most part.
Yeah.
There was like a lot of teams had like one or two weird like spice picks, like Zardy, Wings all had Skeldurge, Marto and Conan had the Guzzlord.
I think those were
the Talonflame. Decent amount of Altaria too, which is wild.
Yeah. They increase it, but you know what? I think the Altaria kind of makes sense as well because it seems like dragons were in a like in a good place coming
You
into
know,
this
I love
meta.
me some Altaria. Bring it
Yeah.
back.
You're gassed about the dragons.
Bring it back. Yeah. Heck yeah.
And I guess like Altaria makes the most sense, right?
Yo,
It's
Steiner's team, dude. Say saw Bassi ain't even that bad into that team. What you got that hard checks
yeah,
in?
true that.
Gligar got a shield.
You just got that
Lantern
vigor off in
loses
it.
the 0 if they counter swap into Bassi.
Yeah.
I actually saw that play out this past weekend. I say swap
That's
Bassi actually into a team. They had a Shadow Gallade, so that would have been the worst case scenario. But I was able to grab a shield on a lead matchup.
Well, how
so
much do SmackDowns do on a Shadow Gallade?
no, I didn't.
I know it's
Actually
resisted, but
I
like,
didn't actually get it locked into a Shadow Gallade. But I led a Cresselia into a Dugong. I grabbed the shield with a Grass Knot. I got hit with Icy Wind. Then I safe swapped my Bassi, and they came in with Lantern. Yeah. So I was going to win the 0 shields, but then they spent their second shield on Bassi to win it to win a lot, maintain alignment. But I had another counter for Dugong, so that game was over for sure. Yeah. Yeah, that Steiner team is. I mean, what Vigoroth is has to. I don't know if it has a shield, but Bassi brings it pretty low.
Yeah.
And then
I feel like Vigoroth is definitely the only counter there, and then like Gligar's a bit of a half counter. Yeah, you got play.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone was really expecting to see a Basti. To be honest,
no expect that USC to ain't no one bringing no Basti. Don't worry, just worry about Carping or something. Don't worry about it. But the second place team Zardy, who Zardy was able to reset the bracket too, right?
Yeah. No, he wasn't.
Oh, he wasn't. Okay,
but he did. So the thing is that like
3-2 though, right? It was close.
Yeah.
Okay.
But basically, I actually fell asleep at this part. Yeah, so I don't really know what happened. But basically, I was watching the losers finals, and Marto was up 2-0, and like the game kept on like having issues and stuff like that, and they had to like replay loads of matches. Anyway, I fell asleep. I woke up. Zardy's in the final. I'm like, what the hell? And I haven't watched it back, but like that's kind of insane.
Marto had a great run though.
Yeah,
he beat
really
some
good
tough players like Hard Jeff,
right?
Conan, Jado Ronaldo, like losing only to Zardy, like that's kind of crazy.
And you know what? I think it's nice for Marto as well, because I feel like since the first season, he's had like just like a bit of bad luck in events. I think. Well, I guess that's just last season, right? So he had a lot of bad luck in events last season.
Well, this season too, he had the single move Frost loss at LEIC.
Yeah. True that. Yeah. It's not really been going his way, innit? So it's I guess it's like kind of nice that like one event goes a bit more in his direction.
Yeah. He's a great
interestingly
player
enough, right? So obviously he's Argentinian, came third, right?
Only Argentinian top 8.
Also came third in VGC as well.
Oh, interesting.
With Brazilians coming first and second. So.
Yeah. That's pretty wild.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
I mean, I think Marto's pretty well respected in Latin America too, so people definitely know what he can do. But
yeah. But yeah, I think overall, I mean, Steinar was just like pretty dominant. I think. Like, I want to say also like Zardy was on point, but it must be difficult to play through all the.
That Lantern looks super safe for Steiner into Zardy's team.
Yeah. And also, Zardy's Lantern was a water gun lantern, so
that's tough.
So yeah, the Lantern was really putting in a lot of work.
Like the Lantern's not even that bad into Crest either.
Yeah.
And when you have like a Skarmory as well, like it's a tough time.
But, so yeah, it was a bit difficult now, but yeah, it's the thing is a shame is that obviously watching the regional, there was a lot of like frame drops and stuff. They're still playing on the Android devices, and I personally don't really know why Australia has. Look, I'm not saying Australia shouldn't have iPhones. Yeah, I'm just saying like they're comparable regions, right? They've both had an IC.
Well, no, it's because these events are hosted by Copag. They're not hosted by. Like the organizer of Copag.
But why is that the reason? What? So then it's Copag deciding to buy iPhones or not?
I'm not like the expert on this, right? So like not everything I say may be like fully accurate, but I know for sure, like if you win a tournament in LATAM, right, or you win prize money, it's COPAC that pays you. It's not TBCI. So they're like just like different organizers kind of running this, right? They're official Pokemon like company tournaments, but it's like the organizer COPAC. And here's another big thing too. I think it's really well. So COPAC, if they're the organizers, they'd be ones responsible for like the phones, right? Like, and it's very, very expensive probably to get an iPhone in Latin America,
right?
In Brazil, and it's very tough to buy a bunch of iPhones, like if TBCI want to, and send it to Brazil.
Oh, okay, right.
Because to my understanding, importing stuff in is like,
is it?
It's not easy. Yeah, there's like I heard there's like some corruption stuff. So like that's why I heard that the VGC scene is actually very much smaller in Latin America than you would expect. Go scene might be like, I don't want to say bigger, but there's a lot of people that play Go compared to VGC, like casuals, right? Maybe not PvP, but casuals, because it's really hard to get a Switch because it's more expensive just in general, right? Not even we're not
is
talking
it
about
COPAC
currency.
that have to buy the iPhones?
I think so,
and that means in Australia, ESL have bought iPhones.
Probably, but I think the iPhones are super expensive in Latin America. Yeah,
that's a shame, man.
Yeah,
because I mean, the thing is also, it's like, I mean, I know because I've tried playing GBL on an Android, and I'll be honest, it's a bit of a shocking experience.
Yeah,
like compared to playing on an iPhone, it's actually like it's wild.
Yeah.
So it's a shame, really, because yeah. So it's like it's even frustrating to watch sometimes, you know. And you can obviously see the frustration on the players' faces as well.
Yeah.
So
I think that's a more of yeah, like a regional issue that's a little bit hard to solve. Because I'm sure like TBCI doesn't want all that, right? Like like everyone wants to have a smooth gameplay. Like there's no conspiracy theory that they're trying to like sack like LATAM tournaments for no reason, right? But it's just it's a tougher regional and political issue, I think, than it seems. But yeah, that's at least my understanding.
But yeah, congrats to Steinar, first regional that he's won. Came second last year, so amazing.
But
and I think a few other players qualified during this regional as well. We're doing like a little well, I guess you can see all the people who qualified on the like thingy in it, but we're gonna add it to the website soon. All the people who qualified on points. So maybe in like the next week or two. So
okay, that'd be cool.
Be cool.
All right. We have Asia qualifiers and Japan qualifiers. What's the deal with that? It's like the dates are announced or something.
Yeah. So, the Asia qualifiers. Let's start with the Asia qualifiers. So the Asia qualifiers, they were expected to happen this season anyway, and they have been announced. So I've got a little list now. On first look at the details of the qualifiers, there's, in my opinion, one good thing and one bad thing, right? So generally the format's going to be the same as it was last year. So it's an online tournament, Swiss stage initially, and then the people who top the Swiss stage go on to play double elimination playoffs at a later date. They can have one team for the Swiss and they can have a different team for the playoffs if they want.
Right.
So same as it happened last year. Now, what happened last year was India actually had 170 players compete. However, they only had 2 invites to the championships, right? So this year, India now have 4 invites, and this also means that they have 2 qualifier tournaments. So it will be the first qualifier tournament, the top 8 will go to the playoffs. The second qualifier tournament, the top 8 from there will go to the playoffs as well.
Top 2 for each?
No. So it'll be then the top 16 play in the playoffs and the top 4 of that. Yeah.
That's cool.
So to be fair, it's like
you can't double dip, right?
You can.
You can?
Yeah, you can.
So what if you have a repeat? Then it cascades down?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know if they allow people who already like advance to playoffs to play in the second one.
Oh, okay, yeah,
However,
that
if
makes
you
sense.
didn't
Yeah,
advance,
yeah,
if
yeah.
you didn't advance, then you
If
can
you
definitely
did
try
advance, that
again.
makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
I
yeah,
like that a lot because it's not like do or die, right? Like, because
yeah.
if it's like, oh,
Exactly.
you can play one of them, it's the same thing as last year, kind of, right? Except just
Yeah,
double the
exactly.
invites.
It's
Like, you
true.
still
It's
only
true.
have
Yeah,
one
yeah,
chance, but
yeah,
this gives you at least two opportunities, which
yeah.
not ideal, but it's still better than the past systems, in my opinion, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the
Yeah,
thing is they've got no other opportunity anyway. So
yeah,
having two, obviously better than one.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Okay, so that's India.
yeah. So that's the good thing, right? The bad thing is so okay. So I feel like to add the two invites to India, they've taken away two invites from South Korea. So South Korea had 6 last year. It now has
What?
4.
Why are
Now,
they taking invites
personally,
away?
well, this is the bigger issue because actually, overall, Asia has 4 less invites because they took 4 invites away from APAC as well, which was the combination of Hong Kong, Philippines,
Wow, I don't.
Malaysia, and Singapore.
I mean, it's
I'm
run by
not. I'm
TPC, so I don't know why, right? Like,
Yeah,
obviously, like TPCI, TPC are different things, right? It's
yeah,
not like a TPCI decision, but like, so obviously, like, I think us moving away from the 1-2 invites, right, first and second from regionals and top four and
yeah,
internationals from the first 2 seasons till this season and doing championship points, it's a way to allow people to qualify for worlds that wouldn't have otherwise, and
hmm
I mean, we don't have to find numbers on this, but I'm guessing that by the end of this season, there's going to be more people that qualify for Worlds. Whether they go or not is a different story, but they qualify
yeah,
for Worlds than they did last season, and obviously
hmm
the first season, so it's like a half season. So in my mind, it seems like, oh, we're expanding opportunities for people to go to Worlds, and
right,
it seems like TPC is taking a different direction for some reason. They're reducing the amount of total
yeah.
people,
Honestly,
which
I
I don't
like
get it.
the thing that I'm like, okay, that's cool in it. Yeah, is like the balance of like 2 invites and 4 invites. So for the bigger regions they're getting 4 invites, for the smaller regions they're getting 2 invites. However, I think overall taking away invites is not the direct. So
What's
really
the
and truly, hmm,
something that just came to my mind is
oh,
what's the travel award situation for these tournaments?
uh let me just
Because
quickly
I'm
check, but I
wondering if it's
think
like a
it's only
money issue.
first. I think it's
If
only
it's
first
only
place.
first, that makes even less
That's what I'm
sense to
saying.
me.
It doesn't
Yeah.
actually, there's not actually any reason, which I'm really not a fan of because yeah, like you're in the rest of the world, you're gonna have way more people attending. However, in Asia, you're gonna have 4 less for no reason. Um, yeah, I can't find the travel award thingies right now, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just. Oh wait, here we go. Prizes. Um, travel awards only first place. Yeah,
Yeah, that makes less sense then. Okay, so they
yeah,
took spots away from APAC region. What was it
yeah.
before?
So it was 6 before, yeah,
Yeah.
but it's because APAC was 4 different countries,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and now it's 2. So this,
That's true.
yeah. So the thing is that like I
Good
like
luck,
the
BJ.
balancing. Yeah, no, he's in Thailand. Thailand have their own, and they've got 2
Oh,
as
I
well.
thought I thought he was looped into the APAC region.
Nah, no. So
Oh.
like APAC is Malaysia, Hong Kong, Singapore, and Philippines.
Oh, no, no,
Only
I
those
know.
4
I
countries.
know. I thought he was competing in the APAC one last season for some reason, but I got that wrong.
Oh right, yeah, no,
Yeah.
he was doing the Thailand one only.
Okay.
But yeah, so basically, I don't mind the balance in terms of bigger regions, have like double the amount of invites, but I feel like you can't take away invites. So I feel like really what they
Yeah.
need to do is, you know, make 4 invites the base level, and then maybe make 6 or 8 on the other ones. And it's like, you
I like
know,
the format of what they did with India, just in general, because it gives
yeah,
people a second opportunity. Because
yeah,
even if you have like the 6 invites or 4 invites from like APAC like last season, you still only have one shot. If you get eliminated
that's true.
in the Swiss stage and the first tournament, you're done for, right?
Yeah.
Whereas I like how they kind of
So
did
the
it
only
in those
other
ways.
region that has that same format is South Korea, where they have 2 qualifiers.
Yeah.
But I think it's due to numbers, right? The only thing is though is that like Taiwan actually had really large numbers last season,
Mm-hmm.
and although India had like the largest, so it makes sense that India get the thingy.
Yeah.
Taiwan is still just the one
Mm.
tournament, so
You all
I
gonna
don't really
try to
know
get
what
the
they base it on.
footage from these guys again?
Yeah.
I'm down
The
to
only
make the
thing is
videos. The
though,
videos were a lot of fun to make. They just took a lot of time, but
yeah.
they were fun to make for the
Yeah.
different
I'm
regions.
fully on it, especially because also uh like now with all the APC stuff, we're like I want to say we're like a part of the Asian community. Do you know what I mean in it? So
Yeah.
like I'd want to showcase
Actually,
their
what we
thing
could
anyway.
do is we could if you set it up like you did for the APC stream, we could just live stream it, and then I could just
Yeah,
like throw it into a VOD as well. We could do
yeah,
that.
yeah,
So we
yeah,
could
yeah,
dual cast
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Because I will say, when I was shoutcasting it
yeah.
last season, like by myself, dude, I was out of breath.
Yeah.
It's just no break, right? I'm sitting there for like an hour straight talking, and like with no break. I'm like, oh, here comes the catch. What an undercharge, right? Look at that,
Yeah.
right? That's really impressive. Oh, here comes another catch, right? I was like, and I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop recording. It was like all one shot. So I was like, full. I think at a certain point, I just drank water. I was like, they're doing the charge from animation. I'm gonna drink water. So having someone
Good
else do
reminder.
it, yeah.
Yeah. And I
Let's
think
do that.
it would maybe be cool as well if we had like one representative from that country as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it'd be cool because again, like this is like the top tournament for all these players.
Plus, you need more stuff for your caster reel.
Yeah, you know what I mean. European regionals, pick me, please.
You got 2 Americans to compete with at the moment. 3 actually, with between Zionic, Amanda, and Nighttime.
Nah, honestly, my main competition is Tomahawk. He's too good.
Well, why are you saying Tomahawk? He just started. Why is that your competition?
And he's amazing.
But
In
there's
my
so many other
opinion,
casters.
yeah. But I think
You're
he's the
saying,
best
you're
Asian
saying
caster.
you're better than all the other European casters, so you only got to worry about Tomahawk, right? Is that what you're saying? I'm just trying to clarify. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. I'm trying to understand the
He's what I
sentiment here.
aspire to be. Let's let's put it that way.
Yeah. Good thing you won't be as big and strong as him, so I don't have to worry about the boxing aspect.
Hey, you're in for a surprise,
Mr. 6'8" here.
But yeah. So basically, the APAC qualifiers, the Asia qualifiers, they're starting with the first 2 tournaments. So the first India one and then the Thailand one will be on the same weekend.
Yeah.
And those are 6th of April. So yeah, anyone a part of the APAC region who, if you aren't already aware about these qualifiers, just go onto the Dracoviz Twitter and just scroll down a bit. We've made a post there and you can find like all the details and the website and everything.
We have some we definitely have some listeners too from other regions. I met I met Beelzy Boy, whoever.
Yeah.
Indian. He's from India.
Yeah, really good Indian player.
Yeah. So shout out.
So yeah, I think it will be so starting April 6th, and the last tournament is the Taiwan playoffs, which is May 25th. So it's really an all season thing, good couple months worth of tournaments.
Yeah. So what's the what do you call it? What's the Japanese qualifier? What's the situation there?
Right. So unfortunately, the Japanese qualifier is also the same as last year, and bruv,
what's the issue with that?
Man, it's not good. Okay, so what it was last year is so obviously everyone like watched PJCS, right? The PJCS format was great, Swiss,
right?
OGL best of 3, go into top cart, whatever. Amazing.
Oh, you're talking about best of 1 format at the Pokemon Center, right? Yeah.
So the Pokemon Center tournament, so they'll be happening for 2 months, and on the days that these tournaments are happening, the Pokemon Center will host something like 6 tournaments. The cap for the players in each tournament is 16 players, right?
Yeah.
And to apply for that initially, you have to enter a lottery. So already it's random whether you're going to be able to play one of those tournaments or not. Yeah.
Right.
You can always hang about last minute just in case like someone doesn't show up and maybe you'll get like another place. But yeah, it's already like, luck if you're going to get into it. Yeah.
Right.
Then you're playing a double elimination best of 1 It's show 6, pick 3, but best of 1. Yeah. So there's no room for adjustments. The final is best of 3, but I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, it's like, what's the point? Do you know what I mean? Innit? Yeah. If you're gonna do best of 1, yeah, just do best of 1 in the final. Innit? Yeah. Like, you've already messed up the tournament. What's the difference? You know. So yeah, best of 1, and yeah, it's just. I don't think anyone wants this. Do you know what I mean? Like, none of the players want it. I don't know why they've even chosen it. I know VGC, like the Japanese VGC scene, has always had like a lot of like best of 1 tournaments, but I also think it's because I don't even know why, but they actually have a lot of best of 1
I think
tournaments.
it's just a time issue because they don't have so much time they can host this stuff for in the Pokemon centers. But like, no, I'm not trying to justify. I'm just saying why they do it, right?
Yeah, but like, how much more time is a best of 3? Maybe I guess
it's triple the amount of time. It's a decent amount. Yeah,
man. But you know what the thing is, bruv? Asians are so organized. Yeah, like,
but
they'd bang out
Japan,
that best of 3.
Japan, the space is so limited. They have lotteries just to even play in these tournaments, right?
Yeah, man. But they do best of 3 double elimination, and it would be no issue. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think it's a good system. The thing is, like, if they, let's say, for example, you had, because look, you're dedicating the day to host Pokemon Go tournaments already, right? What if you just had something like, instead of doing 6 tournaments per day, and like, how many players is that? So that's like, let's say it's times, okay, so that's 96 players. That's a lot of players playing in the day. Why not just hold one big 100-player tournament that's best of 3, and honestly, you probably get through it in the same amount of time. I don't see the problem with that. Like, and look, you've got multiple days that these things happen on, right? So you've got like loads of opportunity. I don't know. I think
the problem
that's just
is,
a way better system, right?
No one listens to this podcast from TBC, I think.
No. You can't even do the if you're listening, TBC.
Yeah. Maybe there are. I don't know. I know there's people from TBCI, and I think I listen to this podcast, but
yeah. Well, I mean, I think this is the
It's been like this for a while too. So like,
the thing is, I spoke to some of the Japanese players.
It's not that the feedback is not there.
Yeah, but I think
that's the tough part, right? Like, you're providing it. Not to say what you're saying is wrong, but you're providing additional feedback that they've all probably provided already.
Yeah, but you know what the thing is? I don't know if this is like strictly the case, but I feel like, what I was saying about the Pokemon Go in the Championship Series, and how we've been able to, like, usher in new quality of life changes that just like benefit the rest of the game, right? I feel like, again, we're in a really good position where we have like really good communication between the player base and the people organizing, where the people organizing are very aware when there's issues with something going on, right? And then the corrections tend to happen decently quickly, considering some other places where maybe they just don't address players' needs as as in depth. And I don't know if they have that same connection with TPC and the Japanese community. That's like, because I was chatting to a few Japanese players about it, and I feel like the sense I got was that there wasn't really anywhere to express their concerns outside of just Twitter. Which I don't know. I mean, it's like enough,
I feel like that kind of stuff is also very cultural, right? Like, like in the US and in Europe, like Western societies, a lot of it's like, I got a complaint, I need to speak to your manager, kind of thing, right? It's like, that's not really a thing in a lot of Eastern culture.
But I think, but I don't think it's like, I don't think it should be looked at from that perspective, but rather from the perspective of the company being like, how can we make this as better for the players? Do you know what I mean?
I know, but like, on the flip side of that too is, I don't think the companies are seeking that feedback, because that's just not like a Eastern culture thing.
Should be there.
As a Westerner, I get what you're saying, right? I mean, I don't disagree with you,
yeah.
but I'm just saying contextually, that's just not
Yeah.
that might not be things that they do. We'll see how
Yeah,
it goes
it's
later
got to
on
be in it.
too.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for my teammate
So
DFH, but he's definitely one of the best players I
yeah,
ever faced, and I would love to see him at Worlds
yeah. This is the thing, man. And then also they haven't
or
announced
PJCS at a minimum.
how many qualification slots Japan has
They
yet.
had 30 last year.
They had 20.
20. How many
Yeah.
did they have the first year?
I think it was like 8 or 10, something like that.
Okay.
A decent amount.
I hope they still have 20 because I think that's nice. Like yes, it's a lot more than
I
the
think
other
more than
Asia
20 would be nice.
regions. Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But at the same time, like I think other Asian regions or countries should also have the same amount. Obviously,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
not
yeah, I
like
agree.
India
I
doesn't want
agree.
to send more. It's just
Yeah,
they
yeah,
can only
yeah.
send as much as TBC allows them to.
Yeah.
But like as an example, but I think like it's cool to see so many Japanese players. Like it sucked
Yeah.
last year that both of the Indian players just couldn't make it, and then we didn't have
Yeah.
and we had like some Indian players, but they weren't like
Mhm.
from India, right? Like
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
like American in like
Mm.
Indian American whatever or from Europe or like other places, right? So it's just like
Yeah.
it's like you're not getting the representation you want, right? Well, this year we have
Yeah, I agree.
Abhinav at least, right? Because
Yeah, 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 it's
but
true.
again, he's like so qualifying for the US. It's a little bit different,
Mm.
right? But all right.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes in the coming months. Hopefully we can bring you some of that content so people can see what they're running in those
Yeah.
tournaments. We got GoFest is live. There is a global GoFest on July 13th and 14th. We have one in the United States, July 5th through 7th. Actually, before that, actually, we should go in order. Actually,
Yeah,
Japan,
yeah.
Sendai Japan is May 30th to the 2nd. It's funny because I scrolled all the way down for the global one, and I'm like, why don't we go in order? And I realized, oh yeah, I'm scrolling from the bottom. No wonder why it's actually not in the right order. So May 30th to June 2nd, Sendai Japan, and then we got Madrid, Spain, June
So, quick
14th
thing
to the
on Sendai
16th.
Japan.
Yeah.
So PJCS is actually also on June 2nd.
I just realized that too.
However, they did announce in the PJCS thing that actually because PJCS is happening in Yokohama,
Yeah.
they're going to have a lot of elements of this Go Fest event at the venue.
And they'll
So
probably do like
like the thing with the regionals, like the
like the
stops and stuff, maybe.
oh well that for sure, yeah. But
Okay.
I hope that I mean this shouldn't be expected, but I hope how they have like the city experience these days, right, for these Go Fest. I hope they do like a city experience at PJCS. Because it's a
Yeah,
different
yeah,
city, right? So like it
yeah,
would be weird
yeah,
for it to randomly be at Yokohama, but I think it
yeah.
makes
It's true.
sense during that, yeah. But also
Yeah,
like theoretically you could also buy a ticket for the 30th and then go to Yokohama the next day, right?
yeah. But would you want to?
I don't
Yeah, I mean,
know.
if you're competing, it seems
Yeah,
a bit
maybe
long.
not. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
They shouldn't really expect them to do that, But it's nice that they actually like did something. But it's a bit. I mean, I'd say it's a bit
You
weird
know,
that they
that's also like an
did it on this
interesting
date. But
element though, because I think people that end up going to PGCS really care about PvP.
really
If it's
care
during
about
that
what?
PvP.
Yeah,
They're not
yeah,
going to
yeah,
skip
yeah,
on GoFest unless they actually
yeah,
care about PvP,
yeah,
right?
yeah. 100%. Yeah,
So the competitions should be pretty strong there.
yeah.
Madrid,
Mm-hmm.
Spain, June 14th to the 16th. Are you going to that one?
I don't think so. Just because like I'm not this year I'm like focusing on not traveling.
Yeah.
So I'm only going to travel if it's like
This
the
year
year
you're not
next year.
traveling. You just flew from Australia to
Yeah,
China
yeah,
to
no, no, yeah,
to the UK.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're
Well,
going
the
to
rest of this
Hawaii
year,
later.
yeah. Yeah, I've also got like a wedding in Greece as well, innit? But yeah, aside from those, yeah,
Yeah. Aside from my 3+ trips, right?
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not
I'm not traveling
traveling
this
much
year.
this year.
Yeah. Trying to keep it on the low. Yeah, it would have been nice though, but like, yeah, I think I should just focus on other things as opposed to
Yeah,
just like walking about
that's
catching
fair.
Pokemon.
And then we got back in New York City again, July 5th to the 7th, which July 4th is the national holiday, Independence Day for US. So timing is not my favorite because the
Yeah,
tickets are way more expensive, like flight tickets during that time too.
yeah,
But
that's kind of mad.
it's good if you're native to the area, I guess.
Yeah,
But
it's you know what, it's a bit of a it's a bit of a strange decision though, right? Because it's an American company.
I think they're thinking of it as in like we can get more locals to show up because it's during the holidays.
Yeah, true.
And to be fair to Niantic, there's a lot of locals that show up to these Go Fest. Like I'll show up and I'll see people and they'll have like 50 catches. I'm like, what? I was like, I'm just trying to imagine like you just like pick back the game back up because there's an event here right next to you. He's like, yeah, I just live in New York City. I just decided to come, right? And the same thing happened in Seattle, right? That same year. So, yeah. So we'll talk more about like the actual event gameplay and stuff as we get into it. But there's gonna be, I don't know if they. I don't think they they probably don't shade too much. I know the global one there was they talked about the spawns, but I don't know about the
I mean, I assume that the other ones are going to be the same in terms of
similar spawns, but there's some differences between it. Mars Shadow obviously comes out like we talked about last week. Bunch of different spawns, like they're like wearing like a sun crown, whatever, and like for Pikachu, is like the thing. But in-case spawning, which is nice. I definitely need a better what do you call it? Malamar.
If you click on the thing and click gameplay, then they show you all the spawns like specific to the
Yeah. We got JMO spawning in
that's
the
cool.
global one as well. I'm just gonna cover the global one because that's one that most of our listeners can probably attend.
Wait, did you say in-case spawning is cool?
Yeah, I need a good
Bro,
Malamar.
they've been spawning, bro.
I don't have a good Malamar. What do you want me to do? I don't have a good Malamar for Great League. I don't have a
play
build.
better.
I mean, I have a rank 1 for Ultra League, but I didn't find one for Great League. It's pretty bad in Ultra League too. We have nothing else too crazy.
I think the Jangmo's cool.
The Jangmo's cool. And then we got Amora spawning yet again.
Yeah.
Carbink, but like these spawns aren't like too crazy now that I think about it.
I think it's just like, Jangmo.
Yeah, like maybe they'll release more later. Because last year it was cool because they had Carbink release, right?
But yeah. I guess it says and more, right?
Like that was but I feel like they're gonna say the good stuff first, right? Like this year's spawns are a little underwhelming, not going to lie.
But you know what though? The thing is, I think we're probably just at the point where we've got everything. Do you know what I mean? Because okay, here's the perspective I'm looking at, right? So 2 or 3 years ago, when they gave Cofagrigus Shadow Claw,
I'll take some Paradox forms. But yeah,
that's true. That would be nice. But that would be like,
where's the frick is this Galarian Yamask, please? Why is there no? Incense count. Does anyone see this? Right. So we got unknown. Spells out something. I don't even know what, but it spells out something. ADGHINTY. You can figure it out. Maractus spawning as well. So all the Maractus people, y'all better trade them because ain't no one gonna want that once it's global.
Oh, do you know what? I actually just traded my last one.
Oh, okay, so, good. We got Corsola in one of the habitats during, so that's cool. Corsola is something.
I got to trade all those as well.
The Corsa is also gonna be funny because we're all going to Hawaii, so like Corsa's not really gonna be having much value after.
But Hawaii's got Comfy, so that's gonna be lit.
True. Rockruff is spawning. Hopefully, there's the freaking the Dawn form or whatever that thing is, because that's hard to get. And then you got Volibee spawning.
That's a good spawn.
That's a good spawn. That's a good spawn.
That and Jangmo, I think.
I gotta take advantage of my Pokegames mana bus as much as I can because I ain't gonna outbook everyone now. Dude, my mana bus is disgusting. And hopefully other people will probably enjoy that in due time. But yeah, so those are the main things to look forward to, I guess. Maybe there'll be some raids, I don't know, but I would love if they bring back some like the origin raids, maybe, because some people still need those.
What do you think makes sense to?
I want the Zamazenta and the Zacian to come back in the raid. So
that would be sick, because you know what, bruv,
they have different forms too, but do them shiny.
Yeah, but just the normal ones, would be fine. I didn't even do any of those during like the London. I didn't even realize it was happening.
I just realized that you just don't even play the game when you're at tournaments and there's people around.
Yeah, it's so difficult, man. It's like,
why just do them while you do it? I was literally just like raiding in the back, like when I wasn't commentating.
I was so engrossed in the actual battles that like I couldn't.
There was so much downtime during the first one too. I remember because I was sitting up there with Butters talking for like hours nonstop trying to fill in some time, or because there was technical issues, right?
Yeah. Oh no, but I was playing out there during the technical issue one, right?
No, but even on the last day.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of downtime between Emmy Weedo and Allen's matches versus like the top 3 or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, but last day everyone went out the night before, so.
Oh, you weren't even there?
I was there. I was dead though.
You just sit there and enter a raid on the tab. You just catch it.
Yeah, but I'm not thinking that far ahead. No, I'm just like trying to survive.
Mr. John here always got the excuses.
Okay, so Mars Shadow is apparently from Sun and Moon. I don't even remember this guy, but fair enough.
Sun and Moon.
And so
we talked about how it's not really PvP relevant last week, though.
Yeah, no. But I'm saying what would make sense to put into raids at that time. Yeah. So if it's Sun and Moon, then maybe you put Lunala and Solgaleo in raids.
That
and
would change things. That would make things a lot better. Yeah, that would make this event. I think that would be cool. The wave. Oh wait, let me. I think they tease. Don't they tease like pictures and stuff? I don't think you see if any of them tease though. In the pictures,
but I guess you don't really see anything teased in terms of
raids. Well, wait.
Like you don't see any.
I don't know. What is this? I'm gonna send you a picture of this. What is this? You know what? I'll even throw it in the podcast as well. No, it's something in the back. What the heck is that? I'll mark this in the episode too, so that we can throw it up on for the YouTube version. What is that thing? It's something, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Is it a little Zygarde cell or something?
No, what? Zygarde cells is green. Bugging. It's like
Zygarde cells are green.
No, I know I'm saying this thing's not green. Yeah.
Right.
But that's in in the back left corner of the GoFest New York one. Oh, they got what's this Klefki in New York spawns too.
Oh, swear!
Oh, that thing's not gonna be worth anything anymore either.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Wait, so what do they have in the other ones? Like,
so they can't for the global one, it's just Maractus, Volibee, Django,
right.
Other things that are.
But like,
for Madrid, they got Klefki as well. They got the pink Orikoru. They got a question mark unknown.
Oh, they got the pink Orikoru. I need to offload those.
Yeah, especially in Madrid. Yeah, they got question mark unknown, which hasn't been around for a while. So that's not going to be worth much. And then, I don't know if the question mark unknown is going to all of them or not. They got Klefki as Sendai as well. So Klefki is going to be everywhere. So, yeah. They got question mark unknown.
What else they got in Sendai?
Question mark unknown. And then, I don't think I see anything else of important. I mean, Carping, but that's not crazy.
Yeah, I got to dash my pink Orikoru.
There's like something in the... No, that's just a lamp. Yeah, it's just whatever the thing is in that New York one. I don't know. You feel free to comment if anyone knows what that is. That's not a Mars Shadow, right? Why would Mars Shadow be? I think it's kind of small to be a Mars Shadow. I'm like.
Bro, imagine it's just like some AI glitch.
No, that's definitely some Pokemon.
You're like they're focusing on it.
I don't think Pokemon does AI stuff anyway. Yeah, there's a question mark unknown for the New York one too. So anyone with question mark unknowns also need to offload those.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what that thing is, but could be interesting. Anyway, so that's
maybe it's nah.
I don't know.
Anyway.
I don't know. Anyway, it looks like almost like a Shelmet or something, but I don't know. That doesn't make any sense to me for that to be that far back too, or even publicized. We got an event coming up though. Verdant Wonders.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like you were right. Zarude is not coming into raids. It's just going to be another one. If you buy the tickets, you get another Zarude encounter. Which is just like, it's just tough because like there's just a good chance it's going to be crap IVs.
Yeah.
Like you can't trade them either, right?
Buy it. Yeah.
Like that's like if I bought a ticket for another Cosmog, it's a different story because you can always re-roll them, lucky trade them and stuff, right? Yeah, for you it doesn't. What if you get the hundo though?
Yeah, but this is exactly why I don't want to buy the ticket because I'm like, I don't think it's worth me spending the equivalent of $7 on. Like that's just gambling, right? I mean, I guess no, this game is just gambling in it. But like,
anyway, we got the Elemental Monkeys back again. Panpour, Pansage, Panseer. You know I'm gonna have that Mega Gyarados evolve the whole event. Yeah,
Sun Wukong, right?
I got a reputation to hold. You know, I can't let none of these grinders catch up to me. What? No way. Oh, this is actually daily incense encounter though. But I think wild encounters. No, they do have decent wild encounters too. So, you know, I'm going to be on my grind. Crazy enough, I save the Panpour when I get them and I trade them for XLs.
Really?
I'm serious. If I'm going to be best of the world at something, I got to be the best of the world at something. So, this is it. Yeah, nothing else too crazy here, I think. But
yeah, you
nothing else
got
too
flower
crazy.
crown
Oh,
whimsicott. That's kind of cool.
Meryl is in the field research encounters. That's
Why
pretty
is that
big
important?
because
Why?
little catch cup.
Oh, right.
Dude, Meryl rank 1 little catch cup 13, 15, 14.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. So you can easily get the rank 1 from research encounters. You say this, but
Yeah,
I'm
I just
going to
hate
be
chatting about Little Cup in
climbing
general.
in little.
Yeah.
I would be climbing the little catch cup, right?
Some
Like
Mickey
I'm
Mouse
going to
Cup,
be the guy
bro.
that's BMing and not tapping. No, I'm going to win, right?
I hate
That's
that
going to
cup.
be me. That's going to be me this time around.
Man.
I'm prepping for it. Yeah. I've been real
Good luck,
disappointed
man.
lately in the event because all the snapshots aren't smear gold. They're all random other stuff.
Yeah.
So I can't get my smear goal with lock on flying press.
They're all
encounters.
like actual usable Pokemon. Shocking.
Dude, what do I need? What do I need a freaking Fuecoco for with the already spawning in the wild? Like, come on now. Come on now. Kanye gets Flower Crown though for this event, which is
yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, but outside that, I don't think there's any bonuses.
Nah, you get the shiny versions of so I usually hate or not hate. I usually just don't really care about shinies, but shiny Flabébés, yeah. Like if already it wasn't a flex getting the different colors, now you can get shiny versions of the different colors. Wild.
I don't even know what color they're going to be.
Let me do a little search because I'm interested.
Shiny Flabébé is going to be cool. Shiny Cottony with the flower crown is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, wait, is that? Yeah, you can get that. Yeah, for sure.
Oh man, the shinies don't even look very different. So the red one, yeah. The difference between the shiny is it has blue eyes and a slight bit of purple.
Yeah,
like a tiny bit
Wait,
on the little
we have
like.
the shiny cutie flies also spawning.
Were they already a thing though?
Shiny cutie fly? I don't think so.
Yeah. No, it was because I remember when you
shiny.
You know the event where they had the goggles and you were like,
yeah,
I'm on the route. Where they at?
What are you talking about?
You know, I was gonna clip that bit because I just found it very funny.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're yammering about right now, but that was weird. I don't know what that was.
Bruv, okay, there was this one event, yeah, where they were wearing the cutie fly glasses and you like did this little impression. You were like, where they at? I'm on the route. It was just
whatever I did back then. It was not as funny as this, right? It's not as goofy as whatever you're doing.
I was gonna clip it, but like
right now, but yeah, this is
okay,
what I'm clipping.
Unfortunately, unfortunately, the shiny versions of the flowers are literally just they have blue eyes and that's it, and just a little bit purple. But they're all the same color.
I'll take it. But yeah, it's one of those. I mean, that's not Niantic's fault, right? They can't.
Oh, but that's not the Flabébé. That's only the Flabébé. My bad. What about the Florges? Oh, the Florges is cool.
Stems, right?
Yeah, the stalks are purple. That's cool.
Yeah,
okay, that's cool.
The Flabébé versions are just
the Flabébé versions are like proper minor.
Oh,
yeah. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I like it.
Yeah,
that's a flex.
But
and purple's cool anyway.
Well, I know it's not as cool as sky blue.
Yeah, I know, but can't all be the best color.
Anyway, that's gonna be our Verdant Wonders event. So yeah, best of luck on your Zarude encounters. What's the GBL update?
I'm ranked 10.
Oh, okay, that's better than I thought.
I don't know. I think I just did. Yeah, I did like 2 days maybe of sets.
I'm not 2,500 yet, but I'm hoping by next week I'll hit it. So prep that loud
by next week, as in
prep that.
Okay, that's not even as quick as I would expect to be honest.
Yeah, I know. I was like messing around with some bad team comps and just playing poor.
Why? Because you know how behind I am, so you're just like.
Well, no. Honestly, I never throw games on purpose. I just was playing poorly and then also just building bad teams. Yeah, there's no excuse around it, but. But I have a little bit of wiggle room, so we'll see. I know that Loudre going to put a dent in that elo.
Hey, you know one thing I clocked here? When am I even going to use it?
What do you mean?
Because Great League doesn't come back until EUIC, right? The week before EUIC.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh no! I'll use an X-Cloud though, because I low-key don't like X-Cloud. At least has Astonish in it, so it's like a bit.
Well, X-Cloud will have to be Ultra League, I think, if you're gonna use it.
Yeah, but it's got Astonish because
no,
honestly,
Great League comes back on the 22nd of March. Yeah. Okay. Right before EUIC, right in time for you to tank before I hit Expert. I love it.
Oh man.
Man's playing Loucher while I'm playing Shadow Feraligatr.
Oh man, look at it. Astonish, yeah. Boom Burst, which is actually useful now because they up the damage. Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you an option.
Can I use X-Cloud?
You can use X-Cloud if it's in Master League. Or you can use Loudred in Great League.
What am I boom bursting in Master League, bro?
It's neutral against Kyogre.
It's probably like what, 2200 or something.
I don't know. That's your options here.
2650. So yeah,
man, not too bad.
Oh,
not too bad. I can't let you use it in Ultra League because I actually might have some play in Ultra League. That's the difference. Yeah, I know what you're going for. I know what you're going for. No, but the thing is, like, I don't even know if I hit it before Ultra League's over.
Yeah, true.
I only got a couple days, so I might not. So it's your options will probably just be Great League or Master League.
Yeah. Oh well.
March 22nd. I'm ready.
Don't worry. Yeah. I'll be practicing with my Loudred. I'll be getting my Loudred gameplay up. Yeah. Oh, what? Someone tried to safe swap a Koffagrigus or a Giratina Origin.
Think of the right thing. No. Yeah. What does Loudred learn? What moves does have to throw at this Giratina Origin?
So we got obviously the most important Bite.
Okay.
We got Rock Smash as well, but do a buff still.
Yeah.
And then the thing is, I'm most likely. The thing is, I could use a return Loudred, but it's just never going to get to return, is it? So it's like Disarming Voice and then maybe Stomp, which actually is more DP than Disarming Voice, funnily
enough. Don't forget Stab, Stomp.
Right there.
Yeah. Let's not forget we got Weather Week this week.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I'm
Thursday through Monday.
Do you know what the only downside is?
10 a.m. What?
I really want to grind, but bruv, it's so cold in London. It's actually depressing.
Sounds like a
my hands. I need to cream my hands like 3 times a day.
Problem. You need to cream your hands. That's definitely a UK terminology. We don't say we cream our hands.
Well, yeah, because I guess like I don't know if people use cream out there, but
yeah, there's moisturizer.
Yeah.
But we don't say we cream our hands.
Fair enough. Yeah. I guess the word choicing was a bit off. But anyway.
Well, no, if that's what they say in the UK, that's what they say in the UK. It's nothing off about it. It'll only sound off to the Americans, but
it sounds a bit off to me as well. I
can't. I don't know what you all usually say, but yeah. Anyway, we have ourselves a little bit of tea this week. You want to break it down for us? Break it down. Break it down. You know how to serve tea well from the UK, right? Serve it hot.
Yeah. I don't even drink tea, but yeah, let's run it. All right, so boom. Battle Frontier, yeah, the Battle Frontier, and yeah, man. Okay, I don't know if should I read out the things. I'd have to find it first.
It's up to
because
I would censor some stuff. I wouldn't include any swears.
Okay. So let me see if I can actually find the thing, because
yeah, I got a copy for you.
Oh, you got wait, do you have a copy of it? Because there's two. There's the apology and then there's the actual like the mad thing. You got the mad thing. Oh yeah, you got the mad thing. Aye. Okay, so look, Battle Frontier. Yeah. Okay, so Battle Frontier, some of you may have been taking part in it. Obviously,
we
team tournament thing.
Are you also undefeated? Yeah. We're undefeated too. We beat the only undefeated team left. Yeah.
We the only other undefeated team is Snova Tappers, and we're playing them last, so we're playing them in 2 weeks.
Okay.
So that's going to be like the decider.
Big showdown. Yeah.
But
we just need to win one more, and then we have it unlocked. But we're currently the only.
But you still have to do playoffs.
in our pool.
No. Like once you leave the pool, then you have playoffs, and that
With
decides your
other
tiering.
pools, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get it. Okay.
Anyway, so obviously, it's good that the team tournaments have been able to happen in the absence of Sylph.
This is really the only
However,
org
some
that's
of the
doing it.
Yeah, they are the only org that's doing it.
Well, actually, I would say like
there's a lot of
globally.
LATAM ones,
There's a few like LATAM ones, yeah. Like, but those are like
so
region specific,
globally
yeah.
is only org that's doing
I'm
it.
still on that Brazilian team too.
Sometimes the organizers can get a bit emotional, so we have this one message that was posted in the public general discussion by one of the organizers, directed at a certain player. Yeah, you can find all this information yourself in it.
Well, it's technically deleted off the Discord, but
yeah, okay, well maybe you can't then. You'll find it somewhere. But it's like, player, are you out of your mind? In what universe did you think you were going to get away with those remarks? First off, you're out of here. And the rest of your team can get the out too if they don't like it. If you somehow got the impression,
grammar.
The out. If you somehow got the impression that I wouldn't toss your team in a goddamn heartbeat, if you talk to RS like that, you're smoking crack. Oh my gosh. Player in question responds, I didn't say a single word to anyone or about anything, so I'm not exactly sure what you're referring to. The only people I spoke to were my own team about the dispute and matchups. So, like I said, this was in the public channel, yeah, and then quickly deleted because they realized that actually this wasn't the right player that they were referencing.
That's the funniest part. Look, I think people should be respectful, and you can't be talking to people like that.
100%.
No, not like what the person originally posted, like what was said to the refs, right?
Yeah.
Because I heard like generally what the actual player said, but like, but
okay,
you gotta get the right person.
Yeah. Okay, so do you know one thing, right? So when they did their apology, they were just like, yeah, miscommunication. And they said that, the person that they did call out, the person that did say the remarks, they've now like banned them.
Yeah.
However, the person they called out originally, they were like, we're sorry, you can come back. But that person was like, nah, I don't want to come back.
Yeah.
And honestly, low key, fair enough, yeah, because that's kind of wild to just.
It's a grassroots format, right? Like it's like I think I'm very appreciative of people that are hosting this stuff, like Battle Frontier and other groups. But anyway, go ahead. Yeah, say what you're gonna say.
Yeah, I think it's kind of wild to like flip out in public, right? And I think
that could have been most things. I think like mistaking the wrong person is not the craziest thing, especially because the person that messaged it might have
but it could have been
the wrong
in a DM.
info.
Yeah.
Could
have been in a DM. Did not need to be out in public, right? Yeah. Secondly, right, so I guess this gives a bit more thingy. Okay, the remarks that were made, are kind of like commonplace in that region. So I also am unsure. Yeah, I'm unsure how much like there was more offense. Yeah, so I don't know how much it was like.
I gotta
more offense taken from.
We could just. I don't mind saying the region, right? I don't think it's a big deal. So it's from the players in question are from Australia, right?
Yeah.
I gotta say, Australians are some of the most vulgar and non-PC people I've ever met. Like they'll make like racist jokes and stuff all the time. Like it's no big deal, right?
Yeah, sometimes those are questionable. But you know what's the really interesting
it's just
thing,
like
right?
culturally, like that's not offensive for a lot of people in that region. Now, not to excuse whatever they said to the ref, and I think what they said to the ref was like it wasn't meant to be like, "Hey, I'm just joking," right? Like they were,
but I think
they were actually like it was a pointed like remark at the
but you know what I think the choice of words, it's like it meant, in my opinion, I think it meant way more to the refs than it did to the person who said it, because I feel like the person who said it would have said it as almost like a throwaway remark, as like do you know what I mean, as an everyday thing,
like
whereas the refs are like,
but not that
you called me this word, do you know what I mean, you know? But you know what the other thing is it's really interesting in terms of like Australian culture is that like there's certain words, and there's one that I don't really want to say because it's like it opens up another can of worms, right? But basically there's like one word where pretty much everywhere else in the world is synonymous with being like a really backwards racial term.
Wait, type it to me.
And
I just want to know. I don't think I'll say it after I.
yeah.
Oh, well, I've never even really heard of that term.
Have you not? What about this? Wait.
Like if someone said that to me, I don't even know what they're trying to say.
Okay. Do you know what that term is? The second one.
Oh, this is like a British term. That's why.
Oh, maybe that's why. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, basically, it's like
No,
generally
I've heard
considered
it.
to be.
This sounds like some like Willy Wonka terminology. Yo,
Yeah,
check
so
out that
generally
thing
it's
over there.
considered yeah,
You've been churning out the candy machine 5 days a week. What the heck?
Yeah. So I mean, this is the thing. It's like a really like backwards racial term, at least over here, right?
Okay.
But the weird thing is that like the evolution of that term in Australia, and bear in mind, obviously, like literal physical distance, means that there's a difference in evolution of culture, right? As the years go on. Less so these days because of internet, but before.
Australia
and
was
actually
built
over there,
on the.
yeah, they were built on. Yeah, this is the thing. But they've actually
that prison slang.
Yeah, their use of the word is not actually a derogatory racist term, and actually a lot of ethnic people will use it just to refer to themselves and other ethnic people, which I find really interesting because I'm like,
I mean, I think it's similar to like in the US where like obviously some black people will find it still offensive, but a lot of black people amongst each other they'll use like the N word, right? Not reserved for other people to use in most situations, but amongst like black person they might say it in like a friendly demeanor. Not every black person is going to take it as a friendly demeanor, but like in the US, like that's like I was just trying
but
to
in
like
Australia
it's
right? Also like fine for other people to use that word as well.
The N word?
No, not that
word. The Willy Wonka word.
Yeah, the Willy Wonka one. Yeah. So I don't know. I found that kind of interesting in it. Yeah. Anyway. Overall. Yeah, kind of wild. I can't lie. The just like I guess the public outburst part of it.
Yeah.
Because
everyone is curious what this Willy Wonka word is. It's a British term that means a person who is not white. So you can look that up if you're curious. But I don't want to say it because I don't know how offensive it is. Because to me, I don't even know what the heck that means.
Yeah,
I think it could be pretty bad.
Yeah, it's not really acceptable, I guess. Yeah. I was surprised when I heard someone just saying it freely, and I was like, "Brev, what?" I was like, "What?"
They're saying to you,
"I'm in the wrong house." Like,
get
out. But I don't know. I think one thing I understand, right, is that organizing anything, especially at a large scale, can be very stressful. Yeah, and I think, and this is just based on like my experience of like organizing things, and then also at the moment while I'm organizing like the APC stuff. There's obviously there's not as many players involved as there is in the team tournaments, but there's still a decent amount of players involved. So like around all the regions we have like maybe I think like 300 players or something like that. So it's still a decent amount of players. But I think one thing, particularly when I went into it, I was like, well, I know that it's very easy for me to get roped in, or not roped in, but like it's very easy for me to feel like I have to do everything because like I know the initial idea. Yeah. So I'm like, well, I need to enforce this idea everywhere, right? But it's too much for one person to like, it's too much of a burden for one person to bear. So when I started up APC, I was like, okay, well, all the regions are going to control themselves, and there's going to be a certain degree of like, discretion by the other organizers on how to run certain things. And then there's going to be a baseline certain rules which are, for everyone, right? And then as a result, you can have formats taking place in loads of different regions. Like the Japan region that's just starting up, 160 players are competing. Yeah. Which is like a sick amount of players to be doing an entire season sort of tournament, right? But I feel like with Battle Frontier, they maybe had that going on the first season when there was only like 32 players or something like that.
Yeah.
But I feel like with this current season, they've almost felt like a lot of pressure to like do a whole website and everything like that, and then two, a lot of the organizers are investing way more time than they would have expected that they wanted to invest, and as a result it's getting stressful for them.
Yeah.
They're like constantly under pressure. And then also, here's the other thing, right? You're dealing with over 500 people. Yeah,
That's a lot.
there's a lot of people, and there's going to be some people who are not very smart. There's going to be some people who are pretty annoying. There's going to be some people who
There's gonna be
are
a lot of
constantly
people that are
asking
gonna
the
be
same
those
question.
things.
Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
it's just going to happen when you have that many people. Some
Uh-huh.
of them are not going to be as like easy to manage as you would hope, right? But that kind of comes with the job. Do you know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
think this public outburst, in my opinion, it seems like almost like a culmination of the feeling of, oh, we've done so much for you guys and you're still so unappreciative. And it's like it's a bit too personal, in my opinion. I feel like
Yeah.
you can't be that personal when you're dealing with that many people, because if you take everything personally, then you're gonna be fighting people for till the end of the day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You
And
know.
it's hard. I think it's like easier said than done. Like it's hard not to take stuff personally. And I think
Hmm.
like I'd say the difference between this and like Sylph factions and stuff was that the Sylph staff, well, one, there wasn't like really a face to the stuff,
Right.
right? You're just messaging some Sylph bot and they'll like get back to you, right? On the Sylph bot. You don't know who you're talking to, right? I think
Yeah.
part of us to protect the judges too, right? So like
Hmm.
so I think it makes sense, right? And obviously, like I'm not expecting Battlefront to have this do the bot even if they want to, because it probably took some time to set up. But there was like the downside of Sylph was I feel like there was a lot of like ambiguity sometimes, right? Or things were just operating like behind closed doors and you don't really know what's happening until
Hmm.
it happens. Whereas I think Battle Frontier, like a lot of people probably that joined Battle Frontier put time into it, even if it came from Sylph, was that we want to be transparent, we want to be open, communicative, we want to say all this stuff. We might tag everyone like 5 times a day, but at least you're gonna get up to date on all the info,
Yeah.
right? Like you're gonna know what's going on. We're gonna be transparent if there's a website glitch and stuff, which I think um some people probably appreciate that more than the way Sylph handled it. But I think the
Hmm.
downside of that is having such a personal like relationship with everyone you're working with,
Hmm.
things get personal real quick.
Yeah.
Whereas Sylph, like you say, you say some Willy Wonka term to them, you're out, right? They're like, you're banned.
Yeah.
That's it, right?
Yeah,
You're
yeah, that's true.
gone, right?
Yeah.
But they'll be just be you'll just be talking to some Sylph bot and you can argue all day with the Sylph bot. All the judges bot just laughing at the messages that the Sylph bot gets and not saying anything,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Been
So
in
yeah.
that position.
But
Yeah. I feel like there needs to be a balance when you're doing this, right? Because like you said, I think the person like uh the personal feel is good in some senses, right? Especially
yeah.
when it comes to like
I just put a frog in my cat's
yeah.
head.
um
It's a little confused, but
yeah,
it should be
especially
all
when it
right.
comes to like improvements and like transparency and stuff like that. But at the same time, you also have to almost run it like a bit of an organization where what I mean, you can't like deal with everyone in a personal capacity, because also as a human you can't deal with everyone in a personal capacity. There's just like it's too much for you to undertake,
Yeah.
even if you have a whole team, sometimes it's a bit much.
Yeah, I think
So
like I think the majority of people are very grateful for something like Battle Frontier, right? There's
mhm.
going to be people that be ungrateful, disrespectful, and rude, and like that's just life. That's just like there's no way you can avoid that, right? But that's just going to be like it's just like being a content creator, right? There's going to be people that are going to be disrespectful and hating on you for no reason, or maybe they have a reason,
Yeah.
but like some people are going to be just like vitriolic towards you, and you could take it personally, but like it gets very exhausting if you take everything like that personally, right? So I do hope that the Battle Frontier staff are able to kind of handle some of that in the back end. And hopefully things get better and stuff too.
Mhm.
Because yeah, I mean, like we said, it is the only team format that's around right now for
Yeah.
globally, right? And I think overall, like, yeah, maybe the website doesn't work perfectly at times, but it's not terrible. I mean, and also like no one's expecting to have a Sylph-like website made in like a few months, right? No other org has been able to do this, right? So, yeah, I until that happens, like this is what we got, and honestly, it's been fine for the most part. I've had fun. We were facing the Swabus, and it felt like old times where we're just waiting in for 7 minutes between every game for their lock-ins. They took a page out Chicago Stars book, that's for sure. I literally DM my opponent. I was like, "Hey, you stuck?" And 5 minutes later, the battle starts. so I waited a while before I said that you stuck. Then it finally happened. But it's fine, man. Dude. I learned that Helilist learns bulldoze. Did you know that?
Helilist learns bulldoze.
Yeah, I was like, why are they saying into my Galarian Wheezing? I like wall off like the breaking swipe and the power whip, right? and they shield the play rough, and then I get hit by a bulldoze. I was like, almost get one shot. I was like, what the heck?
Oh man.
Yeah, best believe I
lost
that.
It also learns parabolic charge as well.
No,
why are things still learning this move?
Yeah, it's awful. It's awful. It's so bad.
When are they going to do the thing to it?
Bad. I don't know.
It's just waiting for the thing.
But it was some interesting Discord convos I saw following those messages. But, be respectful to staff. That's all I ask. Be respectful to the service industry. Be respectful to organizers.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt, right? Honestly, if you disagree with the referee call, that's fine. Like, I've disagreed with many ref calls. It is what it is. But like, just gotta move on. There's like nothing you say is going to change their ruling.
Mm-hmm.
You can only provide feedback after the fact, maybe at the end of the season or whatever, but nothing you say after they give a ruling. I've never been able to say something and they're like, "Oh yeah, never mind, you're right." Like, it doesn't. When they hand out ruling, like, that's just not how it works, right? And you just have to respect that. I mean, I've had people say that kind of stuff about my tournaments I held back in the day on Sylph stuff, and I don't know if you're playing at the time, but there was this one guy. He took issue with this, so I wasn't gonna say anything publicly until he named me publicly as a tournament organizer, and then I was like,
I swear.
And I dropped a 10-part tweet series.
I swear down.
Yeah, tearing this guy apart.
Yeah, shit.
It was yeah. There were a
lot
of people.
Did they return to the community? I'm assuming maybe not.
I mean, I battled them in GBL though. They stomped them.
Even
when I misplayed, but I haven't seen them at any like in-person tournaments. I think they're a player from Mexico. I mean, they're not banned or anything like that. Like, I was just like, he like revealed the moveset of his opponent's team too in the process. I'm just like, dude, you can't be doing that, right? Like in his like Twitter rants. I'm like, that's not cool. Like, it was like Sylph, right? Like, you can't just reveal movesets in the middle of the tournament's not even concluded.
Yeah, he's like, mad.
Yeah. I was like, I get you're upset, but like, you just like, I think he like, it was like he had like a 1-turn like desync or something, which was not disputable. And then he just played poorly throughout the rest of the game and won a rematch. And I was like, dude, and everyone's like, dude, you were gonna lose that match based on how you played anyway, right? If you got the turn. That was from like 2021 or something. It was a while ago, but I stopped hosting tournaments a while ago just because. I mean, I think it does get exhausting after a while too, and just like some people are grateful, but a lot of people are just a pain in the butt, to be honest. So
yeah.
Shout out to organizers though. It's not an easy job. Anyway, that does it for us, I think. What do we have? We don't have any tournaments this upcoming weekend, right?
Nah. So
you got a cup? So I was mistaken. I thought I had a cup this past weekend. Oh, I have a cup and a challenge next weekend. Oh no. I think that's no. I don't have anything this weekend. It's next weekend. Yo, you know what that means? I got all the time in the world to grind this Stardust.
Oh yeah, what is it? This,
yeah, Thursday.
Is that actually this weekend?
Thursday through Monday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. I see you.
Whatever, man. Whatever.
I see you. I'll see you next week when we record. We'll compare the stats.
Do you know what? I'm not gonna lie in it. Yeah, like I think it's because I hadn't really, when we recorded last, I was still like fresh in the UK. I hadn't really left the house too much. Although every time I did leave the house, it was an uncomfortable experience. Yeah. And I feel like I kind of shot myself in the foot, I do not want to leave the house. They better turn the spring machine on in the next week. Yeah, because can't even throw a Pokeball.
Well,
really depressing.
Hope your Go Plus Plus is charged up. That's all I'm saying. Hope those Aldino don't run after one Pokeball. Just all I'm saying. Hope we got a lot of Ultra Balls to throw at it.
Yeah, I hope you don't have a nest. So let's even it out.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Anyway, thanks all for joining. We'll catch you all next week. But until then, peace out.
Safe.